Naturally occurring phenomena is electrostatics.
So the naturally occurring phenomena, i.e. the dependent variable, is electrostatics. Yeah? Everyone got that? 35 seconds later.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take an object and we're going to manipulate that independent variable of electrostatics. That independent variable of electrostatics. Naturally occurring phenomena is electrostatics. That independent variable of electrostatics.
What's a wave then?
Okay, a wave is just a type of movement. So a wave is a verb. It's not what something is.
So wind is also a verb?
So this is the mind-numbing level we're at, folks. We're down here at second grade retardville with an ass clown who doesn't know what nouns and verbs are. From Merriam-Webster, wave, noun. A disturbance or variation that transfers energy progressively from point to point in a medium that may take the form of an elastic deformation or of a variation of pressure, electric or magnetic intensity, electric potential, or temperature. You're a dumbass!
Actually, you can't have light without electricity.
What the hell did you just say?
Actually, you can't have light without electricity. Actually, you can't have light without electricity.
Really? You ever hear of glow sticks? How about fire?
You dumbass.
Yeah, there is no speed of light.
Hence why we have things go 3 times the speed of light.
Yeah, there is no speed of light.
Hence why we have things go 3 times the speed of light.
Yeah, there is no speed of light.
You're an intellectual dumbass.
Yeah.
Or they will say things like, dark matter 100% exists. We know for a fact that dark matter has to exist, but we don't know what it is. So, how could you know it exists?
So I don't agree with people making claims about ether and exactly what it is, and even the name.
So, how could you know it exists?
You hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability.
Get lost, dummy.
If you'd like to support this channel, as usual, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Let's head on over to Discord and see if the beautiful Betty Van Velsen is there. Beautiful Betty Van Velsen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I thought I was going to catch you, but nope. There she is.
Yep. And dinner's on its way, so in about, hopefully, 20 minutes.
20 minutes? What's for dinner? Quick.
Pizza.
There we go. There has to be some fish on it, and it's not
Yep.
anchovies, people. She's gonna be putting friggin' tuna on that pizza.
Absolutely.
That's cool. That's who makes you you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a while because we've been suffering under the yoke of the time change. So
It's a bandit, isn't it?
yeah, it is a bandit. So we haven't had chance to converse. So we have to catch up. So that's the beginning of the show. Me and Betty catching up. So what you been up to, girl?
Buying some stuff.
Dishwasher.
I got myself a new dishwasher, but it's gonna come next Friday, and also a new refrigerator because I had my grandma's refrigerator, and I think it's about 50 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and something broke inside of it, and now I have less storage place because of it. I was
Yes.
being foolish. But this refrigerator, it sort of has a little freezing part in it, and it's one clump of ice now. So I need to defrost it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of energy, right? And you have an old one that does that. So
You
I
ever
thought
hear
it's
it?
finally time to get a new one.
You ever hear it defrost?
Yeah, once in a while if I have to. Because the
Yeah.
door won't shut anymore because the ice is like bulging out.
It's a pain in the butt, especially when it gets really bad, and then you have to chisel it off with a pickaxe.
That's sort of what I did sometimes. But
Then-
I have to say, it was really pretty sturdy fridge, man. It's pretty good thing.
I'm sure. Yeah, but in the end, what you have to do, you have to take all the big chunks off. You just have to shut it off and open up the door, and then get the towels out.
Yeah. Well, what I did was, and that's why the storage place is now less. There's a little plate of glass on the bottom that covers the grocery drawer.
Sure.
And what I did was, and I stupidly forgot about it because the previous times I didn't do that. So what I would do is I would boil some water, put it in a pan, and place that inside the fridge so that it sort of
Melt.
defrosts.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I did was I put it on the glass plate.
Oh no.
Oh, and you can sort of guess what happened.
Did it crack?
It cracked on me. Yeah.
Was it an audible crack?
No, I wasn't there.
I'll bet you it was.
It was there when I picked up the pan where the water was in. I picked it up, and I thought, oh, yeah. So there were cracks in that, and then it sort of cracked and sort of collapsed.
Yeah. I'll bet you it was audible, but no one was there to hear it. So
Yeah, like a tree in the forest that breaks off.
yeah.
You hear the sound.
Yeah. Does it make a sound?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. That's the question of the day. If no one's around and a tree branch breaks off, or a tree dies, tilts over, smashes onto the ground, if no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? That's the question for today.
You know the sound it makes?
What sound? Evening.
Evening, it says. Evening.
Okay.
Evening.
What sound does it make?
It sounds like Nathan Oakley.
We have the distinguished Nathan Oakley joining us today. How are you, Nathan?
Very well. I'm learning a lot about freezer defrosting, and I've refrained from telling Betty to get closer to a mic. I've managed to keep my mouth shut.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
I knew you were thinking it.
Yeah,
You already covered defrosting freezers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Missed the
exciting
good
stuff.
God damn it.
We don't need to hear from somebody that's losing numbers, okay, Adam?
Yeah, well, I'm hovering over my laptop, so I don't know why it doesn't pick my sound up. So I'm sorry.
Well, Adams has been reported that Adams' channel has been losing count, losing numbers rapidly.
What lose? What numbers?
The people that are watching his channel and his shows.
Ah. Huh.
And
Maybe
Nathan's
he's
too.
not producing anything. How about that?
Mine too. I'm sorry, Betty, but mine too. And Nathan's. Of course, it's not Nathan's year. We all know that. But he's also losing. No one's watching. That's what we got reported on today. Seriously.
Okay. Well, the algorithms and the way that they try to shadow ban us, it doesn't surprise me one bit.
No, this was more nefarious. Like we didn't have good content and people were just leaving us. Not only us, but everyone in the flat earth. It's not growing.
It was a good appraisal, Kiwi, wasn't it? Of what we did right, what we did wrong, what we could do better in the future from somebody that's never seen what we do.
Yes, sir. Exactly. All over it. You missed it, Betty.
So, who has the statistics then?
Nathan. According to Nathan, Nathan has the statistics.
Ah.
That's Nathan.
Good word. Statistics.
Yeah, this guy obviously overheard me getting moany about someone in the comments that was saying exactly this, and he's recognised my outrage because I keep a very close eye on my stats. That is to say that I'm carefully watching that I'm growing. And when I'm not, you normally hear me moaning about it for a start. You'll hear me saying, "Oh, I've been up till God knows what time, and the stats are going this way, and I've got to put in more work," and you'll hear me moaning about it. So when somebody says, "Oh, your channel's dying," it's like, no, it's not. I wake up every morning and check my statistics. But I suspect he's, like I say, heard me moaning about it and thought, if I pull on that chain, I can get a reaction. And he did. So I'm like, no, it isn't. So obviously he's got me arguing with him, which is precisely what he wants.
The best bit I like, Betty, was I'm listening to this in the dispensary.
My pizza's here, so I need to get to the door.
You're going to have to tell her later, Betty. Or, sorry, Betty.
Well, I can't hear what she's gone to do. She's so quiet.
I know. Her pizza's here.
Ooh.
Noticing that she didn't cook this pizza. She ordered this pizza. This is different. This is a bit different because, you know, she usually bakes her pizza and puts the tuna on it. Now she's indicting Dutchland, the whole not the whole continent, the whole country. You actually have people that make pizzas in the Netherlands with frigging tuna on it. My God. Lord save us.
Oh no, a cipolla. That's what I like, that pizza in Italy. The only thing in Italy they look at me like I'm a dirtbag is when I ask for pineapple. They look at me like, you sick, evil man. Yeah? Tuna and onions, fine. Pineapple, very bad. I love pineapple on pizza.
So do I, but most people don't know it.
It's a girly pizza.
It's what's on it?
On this one?
Yeah.
Tuna.
See
But
what
on
I
the
told you,
Hawaii
ladies.
one, it's a girly pizza.
That's not a girly pizza. It's a throw-up pizza. A girly.
What about Hawaiian burgers?
A throw-up. See, you got me off my game. A girly pizza is one with vegetables on it, with onions and bell peppers.
No, pineapple and fruits and stuff.
No, you can't say that with the pineapple part. That's not a girly pizza.
I already did.
You can't say I know you said it, but you can't say it with any veracity.
Well,
It's not a
didn't hear
pizza
my
at all.
veracity in my voice.
All right. I come from up in the Northeast, and I never heard no crazy stuff like putting pineapple on pizza, right? Everyone up there, they're meat lovers. Now, I was never like that, but most people in that part of the country, you know, they're the meat guys, right, on pizzas. I never heard anything like pineapple, but I'm not finished with my damn story yet. And I think I've already told this story a number of times. Well, I got stationed with the 25th Infantry Division, and that's in Hawaii. So I roll on over to Hawaii, and my buddies come up. They say, well, let's go get pizza. And you know what's going to happen. You know, they came back with just pineapple and cheese. And I opened it up. I remember looking at it the first time and said, "What are you retarded? What is this? You ruined it." So I'm going to have to go back up and buy myself my own pizza. They're no, try it. First bite, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I couldn't believe how good it was.
Wait, there was no ham?
No, they didn't put ham on. Nope, just pineapple.
Wow.
Pineapple and cheese. That's it. It's delicious. So that's the end of my story. That's the end of my story. There you go. Go.
Well, unless you have tried the tuna one, you can never say that you didn't like it because that was the
No,
same
you
as the
cannot,
pineapple.
Betty. You cannot put tuna fish or tuna on a freaking pizza. Tuna don't go on a pizza. It goes on a plate with other stuff like rice.
It goes in my cat's food bowl.
I'm already done here.
It goes in my cat's food bowl. I just gave him tuna last night. That's where it goes. Now, if you wanted to make tuna salad, I've had on occasion some good tuna salad. So, notwithstanding that. But you don't put it on a pizza, Betty. Get a hold of yourself.
It's on here, and I am enjoying it. I'm sorry.
All right, you
people.
enjoy it then.
Oh, I can't enjoy. I can't even enjoy you enjoying it. I'm getting actually nauseous.
I'm a little jealous, Betty. I'd have a slice.
Oh, Adam, you would be jealous about that.
Thank you, Adam.
I like pizza with tuna on.
Let's ask another woman. Nathan.
Oh, that was good. I was expecting Flatsy. You got me.
A transgender woman. I have nothing but appreciation for tuna pizza.
Thanks.
I know what you guys are ready for. I'm looking up at Flatsy. I go up the list, and I'm going to Flatsy, and then I pass by Nathan, right? And I said, this is going to catch him off guard. All right, Flatsy. And it did.
Love pineapple on pizza.
Not pineapple, Flatsy, tuna.
I was getting there. Gosh. Good grief. No tuna. No, thank you. I like tuna salad sandwiches, but not on my pizza.
There you go,
guys,
Betty.
you guys are so...
Flatsy, hold on. Flatsy blew it. When he called on you, you should have went into how Earth is measured flat, and that would have been classic.
The Dutch have to ruin everything.
Yes, they do, Brian. Thanks for joining. Because the Irish never ruined anything.
Brian, didn't you get a fish pie from Adam? And I heard you enjoyed it very much.
What the hell is a fish pie?
It's still in the refrigerator, Neil. I haven't touched it.
I can't believe you still got that.
Come on.
They both legs and walk out of there. It's been there that long.
Pray tell. Quickly, pray tell. Fish.
Pray tell quickly. So, me and Brian were having a debate in an after show. I think it took some time to settle. I won, so I sent him a humble pie to eat.
He sent me a fish pie on Pancake Tuesday. Now, Pancake Tuesday is like the one day of the year that we get that. We eat crepes. We call them pancakes in this part of the world, but they're crepes, like French crepes. And we put bananas and honey and all these nice things on it. Right now, I didn't have any that day. And I get a fish pie from Nottingham.
It was from the Aldi down the road, actually, but you did get a bottle of wine as well. I bought you a little mini bottle of wine to have with you, fish pie.
Yeah, if I really rub it in.
Yeah.
The bottle was so small that I could have snorted it.
Wait a second. Let's get back to this fish. I know this is driving Nathan absolutely crazy, but she's going to have to wait her turn. What, the fish pie? What Okay, it's got a crust, top and bottom crust. What fish is in it, and how is it? What the hell is going on here?
I never opened it, so I don't know.
Adam.
So, fish pie, white sauce, no pastry, white sauce, loads of fresh fish. Can be all one sort of fish or different types of fish. Throw it all in. Cover it in mashed potato and cheese. Make it in the oven.
That's sick.
Oh, it's lovely.
That actually sounds good. That sounds very good.
Shut up, Neil.
I think that's Brian's judgment.
Yeah, that's. Do you eat that, Adam, yourself, or do you just send it to Brian?
Yeah, well, sometimes with the fish pie, you can put hard-boiled eggs in as well. That makes it really nice.
Oh my God.
Well, that sounds good, man. I don't. It's not.
What?
It's against my custom of my people to not accept food that somebody gave you, and then when they tell you to put hard-boiled eggs on it, you do that thing.
That's a black thing. That's like a Caribbean thing. I had this trainee from Bermuda once, and I've also got a patient from Bermuda. So I asked him the same thing. I said, "Do you eat other people's food?" And they go, "No." You mad? Don't eat other people's food.
Hey, I'm not one to turn down free food. I'm just saying.
Oh, I accepted it. I just didn't eat it. It's in the fridge. It's staying there.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Are they raised? Come the revolution, Brian, you'll be eating that.
If I was hungry, looking at that would take me hunger away.
You need to thank me.
Kiwi, you know what it's like? It's like Pancake Tuesday. It's like eating cake day, right? If there was an eating cake day where you, instead of having a dinner, you had whatever your favorite cake was, whether it be Black Forest Gatto, cheesecake, you know, whatever your cake of choice is, right? Chocolate roll, whatever it might be, right? And instead of that, on the eating cake day, Adam sends you a fish pie.
I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to do. I would be honored that he sent me something, but it would not get ate.
And he sent me a bottle of wine, right? That it's more like akin to the size of a bottle of aftershave.
It's one of those.
You know?
It was just for toasting. I didn't want to encourage you into drinking, so I thought just one glass, that's sufficient. I'll get one of those airplane bottles. And
it's fizzy as well. So that means there's a lot of alcohol that's not in there because of all the carbon dioxide.
Jeez.
you could watch. I thought it'd be nice to watch a bit of entropy action.
There was so little alcohol. There's so little alcohol in this bottle that if I drank it, I'd sober up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was 33 mils.
You should have known that the Irish would complain about the alcohol content of a bottle of wine you sent over.
For free.
Yeah, for free.
Goodness.
How much that cost you to send it to him?
I don't know.
It's rude to ask.
What did you
I
just?
don't think it was much. I did it on like Deliveroo because you can access Republic of Ireland from there. So I just found a local supermarket and got. But I think it was about £2 or £3 on top of the price of the food. It weren't a lot.
So they have fish pie in Ireland too.
On Ireland.
Oh, they do.
Oh God. All right. So what are we gonna do today?
Did you not have a dress rehearsal for it yesterday?
There wasn't a dress rehearsal. We just went.
Doing the thing.
Shut up, Neil. What do you mean a dress rehearsal? You told us we were bored, so I figured I'd pop it up to everyone because I had just recently found it. It was in one of my compilation files that I never got back to. I guess I just got bored with it, and I was listening to it the other night. So I just thought I'd bring it up on the table and let everyone listen to it. And then I was told that there was no recording going on, so I figured it was just us guys. But was I wrong?
No.
What do you mean, no? Little Birdie told me that you put it out to your members.
Yeah, it was live. I'm saying now I'm going out live to members. There's 2 or 3 people watching as I test my new graphics drivers.
So
when he said no, you aren't lying. Because he told us
when I said no, I wasn't recording. And then later on, you got into something and I started recording then.
By later on, he means about 60 or 70 seconds later.
Yes, I know what he means. Yeah. And then I was thinking about it, and I wasn't going to go over that today. I was going to save it for another day, but since you plugged it, then I'm going to have to go over this again today. Shut up, Neil.
Talking about the one from the other day or the one you found?
Both. They're one and the same.
Oh, that's great.
Is he roboting for you guys, or is it just me?
Oh, he's roboting for me too.
Why is it, Neil, every time you come in here, not every time, 95% of the time you're roboting? Why is it?
Am I roboting right at this moment?
No.
Okay, then it has to be because I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm sitting still right now at a light.
Okay, so the next time you talk, make sure you're sitting still.
Got it.
All right. All right, let me pull this up. Where are you? There you are. There, live. I hope this is the right one. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I guess that I'll play it. I'm going to comment, and then after I'm done commenting, people can comment after me. How about that? That's rhetorical.
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Clarity on the comment. You comment. You're stopping.
I'm stopping it. Yeah.
What if I'm so outraged?
You could say
don't
stop.
Halt. We will halt.
You could do that. I will be able to. I will entertain that. I will acquiesce to that request. But I don't think you're going to have to because I'm going to stop it.
Oh, yes.
All right. 1 second.
Betty finished the pizza yet?
Betty hasn't finished that pizza.
A big pizza.
She isn't going to want to talk about this anyway. She doesn't like when we do this sort of thing, but it has to be done. Her mic's flashing. He just went on mute. There you go. All right. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to run. This isn't a video. This is just audio. So we'll get to the other one's a video, but it's not, the video of people on it. But I digress. All right. Let me check the sound. Then we'll get going. Let's turn this up just a little bit. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start it. I'm going to let it play for about, there's breaks in between these things, so I'm going to start it, and let's see if you guys can hear it in Discord, then I'll rewind it, and then we'll kick it off. Good?
Oh.
Here we go. Let me know if you hear this.
One line along the ground, one line to the sun.
Did you hear that?
Nathan, yeah.
That was Nathan Oakley. One line along the ground, one to the sun. Yes?
Correct.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Or do you want me to introduce? This is Witsit. A couple months ago. I don't know the exact date. This is I don't, like I said, I just ran into it. It was in my file, and I just left it there and forgot about it. And then I ran into it the other day, and I said, oh, what do we have here? So this is what we got. So everyone ready out there? Let me check YouTube. All right, everything looks good. Here we go.
One line along the ground, one line to the sun. That's a triangle.
I think the contention people actually had was saying the argument like, okay, from this single position, where I'm standing, when I take my elevation angle, the fact that I even can take it from this point proves the Earth is flat.
That's correct. Because with the elevation angle, the definition of an elevation angle, one of the necessary contingent facts that you must have is a horizontal plane. That is a baseline. You must have it. If you don't have a horizontal baseline with an elevation angle, that is a straight, level, flat, adjacent, then you can't acquire an elevation angle there, sunshine.
And it's actually the extension of the horizontal baseline that.
It's not the extension of the horizontal baseline. The whole horizontal baseline is the adjacent. There are no extensions. You're just making shit up.
Would prove the Earth is flat, not the singular point, right? Because
it's not a singular point. It is the adjacent. That is, from your position to the GP of the star is the adjacent. It's a line, a horizontal line. It's not a point. You're going to have some problems with this. Go ahead.
Why would you invoke a point? The only reason to invoke a point would to pretend that you are... The only point that you would have as a point would be a point of tangency, which would only be relevant if you're on a ball. Other than that, the horizontal baseline is commensurate with the surface you're going to navigate. It is the same thing. Commensurate. No extension. The horizontal baseline goes out horizontally forever. It's an infinite plane. We're not adding an infinite plane onto a point of tangency, which is what the implication is here. The baseline just continues.
No, Adam, you're giving him too much credit. When he's talking about a point, he's talking about the point where he's standing.
Yeah, but that then you would then generate that as a point of tangency to create a flat plane at a tangent to the only point of intersection with the surface, making it not commensurate with the surface you're going to navigate.
True, and you can't invoke a tangent because that's begging the question fallacy, right? Because a tangent is a straight line that intersects a sphere at a point. So that's begging the question fallacy for a balltard. It's my contention that you're going to hear today that he's either a balltard, right, or he's a balltard. Yep, that's my contention. You guys make the call after this video, or after this audio is over. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, my Discord wasn't working, so I seen the meet was still open. How you guys doing? The thing that really bothers me about this is they're trying to make level and horizontal not be synonymous, and that's an affront to my intelligence.
It's not there. It's Witsit. But you're saying the balltards are trying to do that, right? But no, that's what Witsit's trying to do right now. There we go.
Because they can
take
the measure.
Oh God.
Only because there's a point in chat from Gary Wybenga. The horizontal baseline is only from the observer's GP to the observable horizon. No. Not at all. The use of the horizon is to level the device, which is a perspective thing. The baseline continues. it's established. It's commensurate with the surface. It will go all the way up to the GP and past the GP. Whether that anything to do with some arbitrary non-real point called the horizon is a moot point. We use the horizon with a marine sextant to level the device. That's what it's used for.
It's a right angle triangle. An elevation angle is a right angle triangle. Whole way that entire horizontal baseline, that adjacent, goes from where you're standing on that boat all the way to the GP. Could be thousands of miles away.
Let me add to that. It continues. If it's a 2,000 miles to the GP, it at least continues 2,000 miles for the circle of equal altitude you're going to draw on the other side.
All right, here we go.
That's a triangle.
I think the contention people actually had was saying the argument like, okay, from this single position, where I'm standing, when I take my elevation angle, the fact that I even can take it from this point proves the Earth is flat.
That's correct. We already been through that. Yes, that is an established fact. The problem is that you would fail third grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate, and you're making a case for the basetards. That's what he's doing.
When it's actually the extension of the horizontal baseline.
It's not the actual extension. There is no extension. You're an extension moron.
Baseline that would prove the Earth is flat, not the singular point, right?
There is no singular point. We're talking about an elevation angle measurement. An elevation angle is not a singular point.
Because they can take the measurement from a single point even.
They can take a measurement from a single point. What the hell is he on about? Adam?
Well, Kieran says the same thing.
Shut up. You're not Adam.
I don't know because it sounds a little confused. Now, obviously, the observer will be at a point on the horizontal baseline, if that's the point you're making. It's this extension from the point. It's not describing celestial navigation.
Nope.
It's not using a flat plane. And as I said earlier, the only reason you would use that language is to invoke a point of tangency.
Yep, that's back there again. That's begging the question fallacy, and he's arguing for a baltard. Here we go.
No, it's not technically flat. They use a tangent, quote unquote.
They use a tangent. So what's it? You just invoked a begging the question fallacy, tangent. You don't know what a tangent means, number one, and number two. And number three, show the tangent mirror on the sextant. That's what I thought. You're a moron. You shouldn't be in this discussion. You're just making shit up.
And everyone knows that it's nonsense and it's just a concept, but
everyone knows that's what's nonsense and what's just a concept. The tangency? Then why'd you bring it up?
The argument should specify that the actual evidence is the extension of the baseline.
No, and that's not the actual argument. The actual argument is you cannot acquire an elevation angle off a curved surface. Again, you would fail third grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate and shouldn't be in this discussion. Like a lot of discussions you shouldn't be in.
So that's the only actual...
Go ahead. Or was that just me? All right. As you were, here we go.
The argument is let me just understand what Winston's saying. Hold on. I just need to clarify what you mean. You're saying when you take the angle and first establish the baseline, it isn't that's proving the flat Earth when you establish the baseline with, say, the horizon. But when you measure the straight flat baseline out to the GP, that's what you mean by extended baseline? You mean the line that extends to the GP position below the sun in this example? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the actual extension of the baseline.
Both prove it's flat, actually. But yeah, that also proves you've got a much, much, much bigger extent of an area of equal elevation, flat in all directions, that you've measured out with that angle and flat baseline to the GP, which is on the ground, not on a tangent. But ultimately, the establishment of a horizontal plane of reference in the first instance to give you the first line to extend, by your terminology, also proves Earth is being established as a horizontal plane of reference, be it with the horizon or a bubble
Yeah,
sextant.
so I'm saying I don't think it's that strong. Right? I mean, like, I don't necessarily disagree with you because
It's not that strong. It's not a strong argument, is what he said.
Tangent's just a concept, but
tangent's just a you invoked the tangent. Tangent is, number one, it's a begging the question fallacy for the baltards. Number two, show us the tangent mirror on the sextant. There isn't one. Shouldn't be in this.
I would like to.
Go ahead, John.
He's trying to make an argument against the measurement at this point.
Yes. Here we go.
it's just not the most. It's not the most convincing or strong argument, right?
It's not the most convincing or strong argument from Shitsit. He doesn't even know what the argument is.
Like the
actual. It's not
strong...
if you don't understand it, is it? The argument will never be strong for you to use if you don't understand the argument.
Exactly.
Strong argument is that a curved Earth is going to be different than a flat Earth, and that difference is going to be shown over distance, right? And of course, there are other parts of this. The horizon rises optically.
I need one point at a time, Witsit. I can't cope with multiple points. You're saying that the better argument is to compare it in false dichotomy with a globe Earth we don't need to claim, so that we can have the argument about how it shouldn't be curved, when it is factually measured flat, and I don't need to mention anything about the globe whatsoever.
No, what I'm saying is that you can technically, on a curved surface, measure from a singular point.
Not an elevation angle, you can't. And the elevation angle is not a singular point. You shouldn't be in this discussion.
Right.
No, wrong.
So the fact that you take a measurement from a singular point.
Take a measurement of what? An elevation angle. Be hyper precise, Mr. Vague Straw Man. This is an elevation angle measurement that you're taking. Duh. Not just any old measurement from a point, moron.
Isn't in itself proof the Earth is flat.
Yes, it is. You don't know what an elevation angle is. Again, you would fail third grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate.
It's the fact that where you are.
Have this uncertainty, or to not think the baller's argument is weak, you've got to reify the horizon as the leading edge of a ball. Witsit's stations against why this is not a strong argument. It's not if you reify the horizon as the leading edge of the ball, which is what he's doing.
He doesn't know what an elevation angle measurement is, Adam.
No, he doesn't. But he also doesn't know the apologetics that a baller will use that he's now trying to employ. Yeah. Because if he did, he would realize that the ultimate end point is that they justify the horizon as the leading edge of a ball. Right? Black Swan. It doesn't matter which route he wants to go. He's not clever enough to go down the route. He's half presenting the ball argument because he doesn't understand it. Doesn't destroy it with the black swan because he doesn't understand celestial navigation.
Yes.
He'll be invoking dip to the horizon as the leading edge of a ball.
Why is he doing it anyway, Adam? I thought he was a flat earther.
The only thing I can think is he's trying to challenge our assertions with regards to what an elevation angle is, and he's listened to a baller for his argumentation, but not understood the fullness of the baller's argument, just been happy that that sounds all right. If I'm on a ball, I can just create a tangent at any one point. I
don't know what to say to this. All right, here we go.
Disappointing. It's disappointing that you've got flat earthers talking to each other like that, where one side, it's not like there's a real argument. There's just a lesson to be learned, and we're challenging another flat earther with a real good argument, and we've not understood the argument. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Here we go.
So, like, you can definitely do whatever you want. You guys mentioned that people have contention with it.
No, we didn't say people had contention with it. I didn't say that. And who cares whether they have contention with it or not? They don't know what an elevation angle is. At a bare minimum.
What Eli said. I'm telling you the actual situation that people.
So you're telling us the actual situation about people. Really? Which people?
I have contention with is denying their conceptual application of tangent.
We're denying the Balltard's conceptual application of tangent. You can't make this up.
No, we are. Yes. We're challenging it. We're showing it's nonsense and that it's not sufficient, even if you do conceptually manifest a tangent on a ball. Yeah, it's not sufficient celestial navigation to work. You might be able to fudge your way into bastardizing some kind of half-bred elevation angle that you think you've generated from the imaginary tangent that you've just created on your imaginary curve whilst referencing a flat plane.
Yep.
Missing the point, son.
And not specifying that it's the extension that actually falsifies the globe. If you want to keep doing it, I don't care.
Fire extension once more.
Yeah. Let's see.
Have you ever heard of dip correction?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's dip correction?
It's the correction from the horizontal. What does that have to?
It's the correction from the horizontal. What does this? No, that's a sentence fragment. So it's a correction from the horizontal and
to do with
sorry, from the horizontal to what?
What horizontal?
To the
yeah, what horizontal? He doesn't have one.
Actual horizon.
So the horizon.
It's the correction from the horizontal to the horizon. That was his answer. Okay, then. Where'd you get the horizontal? And the horizon, by the way, Balltard.
Horizon would be below the horizontal for us to correct to it, contradicting your point that you were wrong about.
Sometimes. Oh, boy.
You guys brought up the contention.
I've heard Brexit make in the past that this horizon moves. So use that argument, Witsit. I don't necessarily agree with it, but use it against the baller. That horizon's moving, all right? Irrespective of my observer height, it's different in different places. How can it be the leading edge of a ball that I can use to then do celestial navigation upon?
Yep. He's not getting it on multiple levels. Let's see where he goes.
And I said the actual contention people have is that the globers are just going to say tangent. And
yeah, well, they say bagak refraction and bagak gravity. And they train wreck themselves in straight lines or curves. Ballers say a lot. Who gives a shit? Is it coherent? And can they validate it is the question there. Shits it.
And that is going to be sufficient to most people.
Now, most people, like what most people? Like it's sufficient to complete strangers, or you're now divining complete strangers' sufficiencies? Is that what you're doing now? Or are you just talking, are these people McBugger Eater? Is that what you're saying? Because that's who you're defending here is McBugger Eater. And your boy Hanoi Jaren. That's where this is coming from. Because that's who got it. And that's who you're that's who you got it from. McBugger Eater to Jaren, Hanoi Jaren, then to you. And now you're trying to rewrite history and kind of free Hanoi Jaren from his constraints. You're going to train wreck yourself, son. You already did. You can't recover from this already. It's going to get worse.
You want to say, we don't want to talk about the globe. Okay, cool story.
No, it's not that we don't want to talk about the globe. The globe has nothing to do whatsoever with elevation angle measurements. It's surplus. It's not even surplus to requirements. It's not required at all. You can't acquire an elevation angle off a curved baseline or a sphere-tard. Shits it.
Also, the extension of his flat baseline requires the flat baseline originally. I don't think he understands that, does he?
No shit.
John, if it's a baseline, why does it need extending anyway?
Yes, thank you.
I have no idea. Just using his words, and his words make no sense.
It's an extended adjacent. That's non sequitur.
It's a baseline. It's a baseline. You don't need to extend it. It's already there. The point you need it to.
I told you, Adam, and it's an extended adjacent. Look it up. Chat GPT.
Adjacent. I'm going to go check it out now.
Okay, go ahead. Get back with us.
Okay, you don't have to say it that way, my brother. Do
We're not your brother, bruh. Not your friend, pal. We'll say it the way we say it, and that's how we say it.
what do you want to do?
Right.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to do what we want to do. Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to get
I'm pointing out that you brought up the horizon. I don't think that it has to be more specific than that. The horizon is just an optical location. It moves around.
The optical everything's an optical location to the seeing population. Maybe not the Stevie Wonder, but that's not an argument. It's an optical location. Well, that explains everything, which explains nothing. And then it moves around, then bye-bye Baltard. Haven't you been keeping up with the flat earth debate? That's what it sounds like to me.
You don't just take your measurement to the horizon. The horizon
do we not?
moves.
What's the...
Shit, well, we don't. You don't take the measurement from the horizon to and then from the horizon with a sextant, son. Why is he in this argument? Can anyone tell me that? It's just making shit up.
Horizon practically used for then?
Question is, what is the horizon practically used for?
You can use it, but it's not going to be directly horizontal from your...
So the horizon's not going to be horizontal. Really shits it. Prosecution rest. I can rest it right. Well, I could have rested it about 30 seconds in. He's a moron. That's it.
Position, because...
Say again?
AI says, the term extended adjacent isn't a standard term used in geometry.
Thanks, Adam.
There are a few possibilities for what you may have encountered, but it then goes on to reference everything with regards to angles, how you could use the term adjacent angles to extend an adjacent angle based on another parallel line. But
that's not what we're talking about.
No. I'll go with what it said. The term extended adjacent isn't a standard term used in geometry.
Yeah, he's just made it up.
Precisely what it is. That's exactly what it is. What are you talking about? That's what it is.
The horizon moves, bro.
So what do we use it for?
It goes. The horizon goes up and down. Really? I'd like to see that. Now it gets closer and further, depending on weather conditions. I'd like to see it move up and down.
What he's talking about is shoaling, when the water level rises up above where the actual horizon would render, and you get a geometric horizon, which isn't the horizon.
What are you talking about, tides?
I think.
Yeah. If you're on the land.
Go on, John.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, when you're on the land and you have, right, like a rising tide and it comes up, that isn't the horizon as you define it for celestial navigation. You would have to be on the sea to see the horizon.
Yes.
What he's talking about is a wave or a large body of water raising to block the horizon, but he's redefining that wave as the horizon.
I don't think I think you're giving him too much there, John.
I think he's on the right lines. I would say yeah, but I think what he's actually, if you asked him to cite something, what you would be handed would be Skunk Bay footage, of which there is no horizon.
Correct.
All of those effects be observed.
Correct. Everyone looks at Skunk Bay and they think the horizon is over there where the land is. That's not the horizon.
I wish I was as eloquent as Adam. That's basically what I just said.
Yeah.
I did agree with you.
Yeah, we did. There we go.
Just give me, rather than these assertions, I've asked you twice. What's the practical application for the horizon? Can you give me one? Do you know?
That's the question. What's the practical, that's the question now. What's the practical application that we can use with the horizon?
I don't think you can use it as a physical location.
So when we point a sextant at it, we're not establishing a horizontal plane of reference to extend out to a GP. You don't realise that's the practical application for this horizontal tool we use. You don't realise that, even though you've made it yourself as an example. You don't think it's useful for proving Earth's measured flat, even though you've already used it and extended that baseline to make a bigger area flat. You don't think it's useful as a tool in practical application when it absolutely is practically applied. You point a sextant at it and establish a horizontal plane of reference with dip correction. It is a practically used tool. It is unequivocally horizontal, but yet you seem to want to disagree with that, Witsit. That's very, very objectionable. Seems very, very shilly. It's almost like you're shilling for a globe while
Yeah, it's almost like that, isn't it? I would say it's exactly like that.
You interrupt me. It's like you desperately want to introduce the Scientology subject back to the people who've left Scientology.
Yep.
And then disagree with fundamental aspects of tool.
Yeah, you are the shill. Yes, sir. You got that shit right. Hold on a second. I forgot my stuff. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Was that rhetorical question there, Shitsit? Let's see. Are you the shill? I don't know about a shill, but a scammer. Here's the scammers. There they are right there. Shitsit, Hanoi Jaren, and Dumbass Dave. And now you ask, what's the scam? Shut up, Neil. And then you ask what the scam is. There it is. Here's one example of the scam. The True Earth Mount Meru 2, sponsored by these idiots. And it says buy now. And it has all the cash deposits that you need to make to get the True Earth. So these are the scammers. This is one example of the scam. So I don't know about shill. You're doing a little shilling here. But yeah, we got that part. Just so we're clear. 1 second, guys. Let me get back to the regular scheduled programming.
Tools like the horizon with constant interruption that is absolutely practically applied to establish Earth as a measured flat reference plane. That's what it's practically applied with, Witsit. Again for the second time. It's like you don't understand. When I ask you, I haven't finished.
Your monologue.
I haven't finished.
He's charging Nathan with monologuing. The king of the monologue is now charging Nathan with monologue. It's like Pol Pot charging the Dalai Lama with genocide. This is a joke. You're a joke.
That's why I'm finished. Don't tell me I'm monologuing, prick.
Is this a leadership battle?
I haven't finished.
No. Oakley just thinks he runs.
Yeah, here we go. Ad homs. Yeah, Witsit's wrong for the second time. He's telling me that we can't use the horizon with a practical application. I asked him directly, what's the practical application for the horizon? I don't know if it has one, was the answer. He's just wrong for the second time. Now it's constant ad homs and constant chanting through me while I try and iterate my point, and here it is again, another interruption. No, you're just wrong for the second time, Witsit.
Okay, so I know that you're used to being in your little echo chamber where you get to...
More ad homs.
Here we go again. Right? Now he's going to get the little echo chamber. Yeah, it was globe dumpsters for about 7 years. That was the exact thing he's talking about. Echo chamber. All he's doing is projecting. Right? That was the echo chamber. Not Nathan's. Nathan's is the opposite of the echo chamber. You glue-sniffing fungus muncher?
Witsit was wrong. Horizontal plane of reference established with the horizon. It is most definitely used with the tool known as a sextant to establish Earth as a measured, flat plane. And now we're into a string of ad homs from Witsit. Non-stop ad homs won't get around the fact you're wrong. Doesn't matter what you do to interrupt me. I will just get my point across.
Oakley, we already heard you. He's wrong. We know your point. Practical application. Let him go. Please, just stick to the point, Witsit, please.
He hasn't been on the point the whole time. Everything he said's been wrong.
Okay, well, I'm saying what's happening is you're making a point, then pausing, and then...
Oh, here we go with the color commentary about how the discussion went. He's going to pull one of his incoherent Joseph Goebbels routines to try to rewrite recent recorded history.
It's just trying to rewrite the reason he interrupted.
Yes.
Now trying to claim that there was a pause when actually the reason he interrupted was because he was monologuing, remember?
Yeah.
The exact opposite of a pause. Just to point out how contradictory your bullshit is, Witsit.
Yep. It's all bullshit. You know? You know why? Because he's a shape-shifting Mr. Magoo ether clown, double-speaking lion sewer rat. Shit's at 0. Yes, we have adjusted your IQ number down to 0, because that's where it belongs. He projectile diarrhea motor mouse with baseless assertion fallacy after baseless assertion fallacy, interspersed with mind-numbing, contradictory, made-up horse shit. Then Nancy Fag objects when people stop him. Then doth protest, why art thou interrupting me? That's your whole stick. You're a knuckle-dragging fool. You're exposed for like, I don't know, 578th time. I got over 24 hours. 24 hours of you double speaking, carpet bomb barrage logical fallacies, pulling made up horseshit right out your ass. 24 hours on my channel. Go to the playlist, hit Witsit. Look out.
Someone's going in to say something, then you start again and claim that.
Shut up.
So again, Witsit's onto the discussion type and how the conversation's going to progress.
Of course, that's what he's on to, yes. Not dealing with the point that was made.
Rather than admissions that he's wrong when you establish the horizontal plane of reference, Earth being measured flat by use of the horizon, which he didn't know when asked how it was practically applied. Now it's on to ad homs about how I'm talking to him.
Yep.
Again.
Yep, do 7 offsuit. He's a little Nancy, isn't he? That's rhetorical. You don't need to confirm.
Okay, so I do know how it's applied, right?
No, you don't. You shouldn't be in this discussion. You shouldn't be in a discussion about how you tie your shoes. Ask your fleet of slobber nurses. You're an idiot.
But the point I'm making, which is just so incredibly obvious.
The point you're making that is so incredibly obvious is that you're retarded. You shouldn't be in this discussion. This has been clearly established. But no, you won't let it go, right? You're going to try your linguistic gymnastics and try to get out of it, but it's not going to work. And it's not worked.
Is if I extend a horizontal baseline out.
There's your extended horizontal baseline again, Adam.
Yes. You only need that if you're a baller.
That
That's
extended.
the only reason to say it.
It's the extended adjacent, Adam. ChatGPT it again. Maybe it changes definition.
To the horizon with the sextant, and then I go back the next day, the horizon's not going to be in the same place.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's still horizontal. He's a moron.
In fact, if I sit there with my sextant over the course of the day, the horizon's going to go up and down.
There you go. I'm looking over Skunk Bay. I'm going to see the shoreline over there. Yeah. What are you talking about, mate? That is a very bold claim, and you would need to demonstrate it.
Yep.
The consequence of that being true is at Orball, we'd have issues, wouldn't we? We wouldn't be using the horizon to level the device if it moved, would we?
I don't know, Adam.
Wouldn't be able to.
Good point. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's confused.
Now, go ahead, John. I stopped it.
I think he's getting confused between up and down and back and forth.
Yes.
You know, that's basically what's happened is he's confused up and down with back and forth.
Yes, you got it. You're right on it. Yes. Yep. Up and down, back and forth, and he doesn't know the difference between nouns and verbs. Shocking.
Because it's optical.
Fundamentally, and I am throwing an accusation there, but if he is using the Skunk Bay as his reference point on this, he doesn't know the definition of a horizon.
I know. Yes. If that's what he's thinking, you're correct. Here we go.
To go up and down. Okay, because it's optical. Is this a...
But this is his argument because it's optical. That's not an argument. Every person that is not blind, everything is optical that they look at. That's not an argument, idiot.
fact? Yes,
Is this a fact? Yeah, it's a fact. Has nothing to do. It's utterly meaningless. You're a moron.
Still establish a horizontal plane of reference regardless of where it is. Closer or further away when you zoom into it makes no difference in terms of how you establish Earth with that tool. You're not extending a plane to the horizon as you just described. What are you babbling about, man? You measure with the horizon. It's being utilized to establish a flat baseline. You're not extending a plane of reference to it as you just described. You're just making this shit up.
You got it. Nathan, that's exactly right. He's just making dumb shit up. Yep. You got it. He's pegged.
Okay, you didn't answer the question. So we all know.
Say again?
Nathan puts it succinctly. He's making shit up, but it's apparent by the argumentation he's using. The way he uses it demonstrates he doesn't understand it.
Yep.
Either from a baller's, like I said earlier, neither from the understanding point of view or even the baller's mitigation of it. He's not got either pegged down properly.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Yes. Yep. You're not being a very good baller there. Shits it.
Utilize to establish a flat baseline. You're not extending a plane of reference to it as you just described. You're just making this shit up.
Okay, you didn't answer the question. So
you didn't answer the question that everything's optical. It's an utterly meaningless question. But Shitsit has to point it out. Oh, you're dodging my fucking moronic question about it's optical. Clown.
we all know that it does move around. But
we all know that it does move around, really. And nothing.
We've got to ask for citation here, because again he keeps saying it as if it's some kind of known fact. It moves around. What's moving around? How's it moving around? In which directions? What are we talking about?
Yes. What's the significance? Yeah, that would be helpful, but no, it's just innuendo with this idiot. You're not answering my question. Is it optical? It's not.
I mean, you've got to concede there. Now, I mean, that is a point. Every time I'm seeing something, it is optical. Correct.
I concede. You got me. What a bozo.
like I already said, I think it is a good argument.
I just thought before you said it wasn't a strong argument, but now it's a good argument. Interesting.
Overall, right? But you know what, dude? It's kind of pathetic.
No, you're pathetic. That's what's pathetic. Feebly. Type one each pathetic.
Because I'm saying, yes, I think it's a good argument.
But you said it wasn't a strong argument. So it's not a strong argument, but now it's a good argument. Okay.
I'm telling you why people have a contention with it.
No, why people have a contention. No, why McBooger Eater has a contention with it. When he Jedi mind tricked Hanoi Jaren into thinking that he could get elevation angles off a friggin' ball tart. That's why. That's the people he's talking about.
What he's done there, I'm happy with, is he's demonstrated how weak the argumentation against celestial navigation is. I said, not very well from the baller's point of view, not very well from I mean, he's nowhere near in Bev's league because he's not even tried that route. To me, what he's done there is, if anyone's actually listening, what were Whitsit's points? Nathan's were clear, repeated, concise. He gets a chance. What is Whitsit's argument then? You can extend the baseline. Do you understand? Let me go back to ChatGPT and its response. Term extended adjacent isn't a standard term in geometry. There are a few possibilities for what you might have encountered. Even ChatGPT's sarcastic. For what you might have encountered. What somebody was just making.
That Superchat, Superfluid, Superman.
Superchat. There we go. Sorry, he wanted to say it.
Yeah.
It's Roger Ledwell said Austin does makeup now and nails. Okay.
He does. I'd have to go back and read that again. Thanks, Roger. Go ahead, Adam.
I'm not fussed. I don't need the personal appraisal, but I am interested in how the argumentation is heard by the audience. And if I listen to that, I'm not siding with Austin because he's not actually made an argument. He's flip-flopped, as you've demonstrated. He's now upgraded the argument as he's tried to oppose it. It's gone from, yeah. So, as an audience member, and I can see how he's avoided Nathan's points, won't address it, tried to appeal to fallacy to get him out of it, to the point that he's then conceded and, like I said, upgraded his rating of the argument to a good argument now. So it's still not strong, maybe, but it's now good.
It's still not strong, though. It's good. It's good now. It wasn't very good in the beginning, but
Why
now
don't he just
Go ahead, Neil.
Why don't he just humble himself and admit that he does not know what he's talking about? I don't get it.
That's fine, isn't it? But maybe the bigger question is to ask, why bring that up in such a positive, antagonistic way from him, confident that he's going to destroy this? Why bring that up? Why do you feel the need to tell Nathan about what other? Because remember the mitigation. It's not his argument. It's what other people will argue with you, Nathan. Yeah. What's going off there? What's the motivation for that? I don't rock up and play. This is what other people would argue with you about. What's it? It's nothing to do with me. I think it's not a strong but a good argument.
Oh, brother,
you've got with regards to ether. Why are you doing that? Why do you want to attack it? Why not strengthen your armory?
I told you why.
By understanding it.
I told you why. He's defending Hanoi Jaren from when he got mind tricked by McBooger Eater. That's what he's defending right now.
I can't specifically say it's that, but what I can say is
that.
It's not. Yeah, I know, but I can say it's not sensible behavior, and it's not commensurate with a positive flat Earth move.
Don't say
negative.
Hold on, Adam. Don't say nah, because this happened not too long after that debacle with Hanoi Jaren.
No,
So don't
I
say
agree with you.
Don't say nah.
I think that the audience would think that I would think that the audience would think that you're doing an amazing job of dividing the flat Earth community. Doing a great job, guys.
Shut the hell up.
I agree with you, Elder.
Guys.
No. That's the point I'm making. I agree. That what does bringing this up in an ill-informed way by Witsit challenge Nathan? What does it do for flat Earth? That is exactly the point I'm making, Elder. Yeah. Now it's not us that are going with a load of nonsense and not having educated ourselves to Witsit to argue, and then have to back down and re-rate our argument. It's the other way round. And that is exactly my point, Elder. Very good point, mate. Well made.
Who gives...
You know he was charging us, right?
Shut up. Who gives you the right to come in here and tell me what I'm doing?
Yeah, I was charging you. You know,
You're charging me.
Scammers and all that.
Well, there's no... Shut up, Neil. Number one, there is no flat Earth community, and he's not a flat Earther. So why don't you piss off? And then when you get there, piss off some more. How about that? Now we can continue with the regular scheduled programming.
Right? You can, it's just that you leave, some people run around saying, oh, you can't even take an elevation angle. It goes to a horizontal. So the fact that you're on the Earth taking one at all, as if you were on another type of surface that was curved, you couldn't look up and take angle measurements.
That's right. You can't take an elevation angle measurement off a curved surface. Meaning you would fail, again, 3rd grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate. Thank you for establishing that with my audience. Again, that was quite clear. Appreciate it.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, this is Bev's argument. Now he's went into Bev's argument.
Go ahead, John.
He's gone into Bev's argument where he tries to make the elevation angle just an angle, and you can get an angle from anywhere. That's Bev's argument.
I got you. Yep, you're not being hyper-specific, Mr. Hyper-specificity. I heard that term from your blowhole quite a number of times, but you don't follow your mantras. So now you're just with an angle from a point. No. This is an elevation angle. And you said you could take it off a sphere. You cannot. It's worse than dividing by zero. You're a pretender clown fraud is what you are.
Couldn't look up and take angle measurements. It's kind of ridiculous. You absolutely
Straw man. The only ridiculous part here is you in this discussion, Mr. Dunning-Kruger. You're busted.
could. Now, the accuracy of
You could.
That
Go ahead, Adam.
level of rebuttal is weak, not good. Yeah? Say it's ridiculous without clarifying why it's ridiculous. It's just ad hom, mate.
Yeah.
There's nothing in your critique there. Why is it ridiculous? Yeah. To pretend to what is ridiculous is that you can defy the definition of an angle, make a statement that one of the points where the intersection is curved, denying the definition of an angle. That's ridiculous. When that is fundamentally your rebuttal to Nathan, to claim that you can have an angle where point of intersection, one of them is from a curved surface.
Yes, sir.
Computer says no. Even, yeah? I'm going to refer to Rob Durham, yeah? Can't do that. Don't be silly. There isn't another line to form your angle. That's what's ridiculous when you're redefining basic geometric axioms. Ooh, sounded like Bev.
Yes. So it follows my assessment of he would fail third grade intro to geometry. In other words, he's geometrically illiterate. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for confirming that. Here we go.
them applied over long distances would be the problem. So if you don't take the critique, that's fine. I don't care.
G+. Like, you just stated that if you weren't on a horizontal surface, it would be absurd to assert that you couldn't take angles from something that isn't a plane of reference. So would you like to explain to me how a curved surface, that's one that's not a horizontal plane of reference, that's Earth being measured and established as flat by utilization of the tool that is the horizon in this instance, how can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line?
This is the question. How can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? Witsit, what's your answer?
You could treat the singular point as a straight line, and then
You can treat a singular point as a straight line. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Say superfluid.
Superfluid!
Super bugger.
Super
Yeah,
bugger,
that's so
Superman.
So Roger Ledwell said helium-3 and ether and Sasquatch equals 0.
Equals what?
0.
0. Very well played. Thank you very much. Let me rewind this a little bit.
So what you're trying to tell me is that a single point, words don't matter because we know what he means, right? But with words, a single point isn't a line. Do we all know that to be the case, or are we wrong about that?
I think we're pretty steadfast in a singular point's not a line.
Oh man.
We also
Okay.
know, Eli, that single point is now actually a way of hiding ball of claim. We can't take a single point. There is nothing to do with the single point. That we could again form any form of geometry to get an angle. So when he says single point, what he means is create a tangent to the imaginary surface of a ball, so that when you're stood there, lining it up to and leveling it up to the flat surface as your reference point, if you ignore that and pretend that it's curved, pretend that the thing you've generated from flat surface, your reference, isn't that, but use it to then imagine your curve and create a tangent, which is your flat reference, yeah? You can then have another straight line So you've now got two lines, not a point. You don't want to say that because you have to then invoke a ball, don't you? You have to imagine. And he's already conceded this as weak, that they have to, it's conceptual, this whole thing. Not just conceptual, it's in defiance of your horizon mirror. I said, if you want to go there, that's fine. Take the baller there, and let them reify the horizon.
Let's just hold off on that. I just want to deal with this. I just want to deal with this singular point. No pun intended. That now this wasn't, Nathan asked him directly. Shitsit wasn't speaking from a baller's point of view. Shitsit was giving his own answer. Let's listen to it again.
Reference. That's Earth being measured and established as flat by utilization of the tool that is the horizon in this instance. How can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line?
The question is, I'll repeat it again. How can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? What is your answer, Witsit?
You could treat the singular point as a straight line, and then
you can treat the singular point as a straight line, ladies and gentlemen. And then you can
you can create a tangent to the curve. Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying here. That's not the honest answer. When you say I can create the singular point as a straight line, no, you can't. You can take that singular point, create a tangent to the presupposed curve you've just created, and pretend that the thing you've referenced from reality is now not referenced from reality, but is an imaginary thing. With the surface you're going to navigate falling away.
Adam did the same thing again.
A tangent.
Adam did the same thing again. He's adding on to what he said. Do not do that.
Right. Okay, you can't, is the simple answer.
Thank you. Go ahead, Elijah.
Yeah, I mean, because basically, the answer is he's not answering the question.
Oh, he answered.
Nathan's talking about measuring too, and he's talking about not measuring too. To use as a reference.
The question was, I say again, from Nathan, how can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? His answer, you can treat the singular point as a straight line. That's it. That's all you got to go for. That's it. That's it. And what else?
Sounds like an answer to me.
Yep, sounds like one to me too. You would fail second grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate. What's it? For what? The fifth, sixth time now? What else? What else with this singular point you can street?
Sorry, a single point isn't a straight line. That's
a single. Yeah, Nathan's all over this.
Stupid.
Oh my
Stop.
God.
I agree.
Stop.
I agree.
Oh, you agree now? Then why did you claim it? If you agreed that a singular point is not a straight line, then why did you just claim it 5 seconds ago? It wouldn't be because he's the double-speaking lion surat, would it? Let's see.
Don't interrupt me while I disagree with your stupid statement that a single point is a straight line. A single point isn't a straight line. You've already tried to incorporate your globe Schillery into this discussion once, Witsit. A single point is not a straight line. A single point on a globe, you assume, when I've already told you to stop knocking on the door.
He's a glober.
I've got to give kudos to Nathan here.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm rewatching it, pausing it, thinking about what he's doing, but he's already got him by the balls. He's not over elaborating like I am doing, which is more analytical, but fundamentally, he's got the gun point, which is this is globe Schillery.
Yeah.
Respect, Nath.
Yep.
Mid debate. That's great. All that.
He's a handsome sounding man.
I didn't say you sounded good. I just said what you were saying was good.
There we go.
Of Scientology isn't a straight line. And now it's constant rumpusing and non-stop interruption to the objection that a single point is not a straight line.
I'm sorry. I have mute Nathan.
You got to mute Nathan? Why would that be? See, they're in the land of misfit toys over on Earth Awakening server. So now Nathan must be muted, since Witsit said that you can treat the singular point as a straight line. That's how they work over there.
You keep constantly saying that he's interrupting you, but you just
Now we're back to interrupting.
Interrupted him at this point. Please let him finish, and then you can.
Yeah, when he said a single point is a straight line, I'm going to object.
I understand you can't.
So
you can't.
Good
Over
job.
in the land of Misfit Toy server, you can object to that. Oh boy!
Wow. That's
Right
worth
now
dealing with more
we're
than-
working on Witsit's objection, but we can't have objections because Witsit can have objections, but we can't.
It's in their bylaws. Go ahead, Adam.
That's more concerning as a forum. Eli might know more, but I mean that is worrying. Whether and this is why I'm not sure if you're there, Eli. Is that normal behaviour, or is it just because it's Witsit v Nathan and they're ganging up on Nathan in their fort? They're defending their boy, which is or is that actually reasonable behaviour in that forum? You have to let people chat shit, even if they start out with such.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't go there, because I'm not patient enough. I'm not. It's once a person like circles the block once they don't really accept that they committed a fallacy, I'm moving on. I'm leaving the server. I'm not even staying, because they're not gonna do nothing about it.
Was that sufficient, Adam?
Yeah, that's perfect. That confirmation.
Right, here we go.
What are you objecting to me? Saying that it's wrong to stop him when he says a single point's a straight line, that's wrong.
Yes, you got it.
I should let him continue. Excuse me, I just want to talk to the bookfin. Excuse me, I'd just like to confirm this with the bookfin. When someone says a single point's a straight line, I should just let him say that's true, should I?
You have to let him finish, and then you can rebut it.
I have to tolerate his assertion, wrong though it is, that a single point's a straight line, and let him carry on. No.
Yes, because
no.
Yes.
No.
Because
Go ahead, Witsit.
No.
Hold on, I temp muted you, Oakley. You.
Yep, got to temp mute. Got to mute Nathan. That's in their bylaws over there.
Little bitch.
Hey.
Well, what the hell kind of? Why would you need to make a rebuttal to somebody saying that a point is a straight line? It's obviously not. Why is Nathan being muted?
We're missing the point. Like, this is how arguments happen and people fight by poor communication. Because actually, like Witsit already did, he agrees with Nathan, but initially it was a point of contention which caused the tension. So the thing that caused contention is going to be something that he agrees with, which is obviously going to inflame Nathan, because it would, in fact, I would be fucking pissed. Excuse my, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'd be pissed.
That's all. Yeah, but you're missing it, because he agrees now after Nathan corrected him, but he didn't agree before, because the question that was put to him, I repeat it, I say again, the question to Witsit from Nathan: how can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? Answer from Witsit: you can treat the singular point as a straight line. And then when Nathan said, you're full of shit, Witsit then said, I agree with you. Now, if that isn't double speak central, what is?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll continue.
I'll unmute you when Witsit's done. You're constantly interrupting.
We gotta let Witsit speak. You know, the second grade geometric illiterate Witsit. We gotta let him finish.
So after Nathan's just got confirmation that somebody can just make a completely false and contradictory to a geometric axiom, start a sentence like that, you've just got to let them carry on in this server.
Yep.
Okay. They've now gone back to, I'm going to let Witsit talk. Well, Witsit wasn't talking. Nathan had engaged with somebody else. That was the point where the server muted him. What's going off? Is it amateur night?
Yep. Amateur pretender clown night. That's the land of the misfit toys, ladies and gentlemen. Earth Awakening server. Here we go.
Just let him finish and you next.
Leave this fucking place.
This is why the interruptions are so bad, because
Here we go, back with the interruptions. Now we're going to get color commentary about the interruption. We already went over the interruptions, what you do. Shit's it. Unbelievable.
now it's I didn't get to present my point, which is actually
To present you already presented your point. You presented your point. Your point was you can treat the singular point as a straight friggin' line. That was your point. Yeah. Clown.
Moderator is part of,
Again, John.
as a moderator, is it your responsibility to make sure that no one inserts false facts into a debate? I thought that was one of your responsibilities as moderator.
You'd think.
that. Of course, that's not true.
Of course, that's not true. So why did you claim it then? Are you retarded? Don't answer that.
So now I guess to act like I'm making the positive claim that
You are. You just did. I say again, Nathan asked you, how can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? Your direct answer. You can treat the singular point as a straight line.
a point is a line. I literally just went viral on X, destroying a globe.
Who cares where you went viral? You couldn't destroy a soup sandwich, shits it. Who cares? What does this have to do with the point? It's super fluid.
He unmuted my mic for me and said that. Good grief.
Go ahead, Patsy.
Roger Ledwell sent, I need a point count now. And by the way, the other one, he was saying that Witsit does makeup now and nails.
Huh?
The one you said you'd have to go back and read.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go back and get them later. Okay. That sounded a little twisted.
I put the inflection all wrong when I read it earlier. But
okay. All
there
right.
you go.
Thanks. And thanks, Bugger. So do we have to go
He
over?
already
Go.
ran off.
Go ahead. Or was that you, Flatsy?
It was me. He already ran off.
He ran off.
He ran off, and I'll just call him back in here when there's another super chat.
All right, appreciate it. So now that I guess everyone forgot where the point was, I'll go ahead and say again. So Nathan asked him, Witsit, how can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? Answer from Shitsit. You can treat a singular point as a straight line. Now we're all back.
Over saying that. Okay, I obviously don't believe that. My point is,
You obviously don't believe that, then why'd you say it? It's a kind of a good question, don't you think?
Pretty cringe. You don't need to mention that.
No, my point is that I just made the whole argument. He's claiming I'm making the argument again.
Yeah, you did. You made the argument. You can treat the singular point as a straight line. Everyone heard it. My audience heard it. We got you recorded. But what's your play here?
Against. Try to keep up.
Try to keep up. Yeah, we're keeping up with your retarded ass. It's not hard. My cat's litter box could keep up. You're a moron. Double speaking type, one each.
Okay, so I obviously don't think that. So his little.
If you obviously don't think that, then why did you state that? Why did you make the claim? Why did you answer the question? How can you get an angle from something that isn't a straight line? With your answer, you can treat the singular point as a straight line. You think you're gonna linguistically, gymnastically get out of this little web you weaved? Nah. Maybe with ballers you can do that.
Yeah, he's gonna say he's talking about what ballers would say.
Nope,
That's
that was
his go-to answer.
Doesn't matter. It was his claim. We all heard it.
Monologue about how I claim a point is a line is a lie.
It's a lie. Well, then you lied then.
That's why he has to be able to interrupt to lie.
Oh, here we go again.
And straw man me. What I'm actually saying is most people would say it's kind
Most people, would these most people be McBugger Eater? I'm thinking it is.
Kind of asinine to claim that if the Earth was curving, you couldn't make any.
Are you interrupting, John?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it fair to claim most people say when your point that you claimed is invalidated? That's not taking ownership of the argument you just made, Witsit.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yep. Good point. No pun intended. It's not a straight line.
Measurements at all. That's retarded. You absolutely could.
No, you're retarded. And that's clearly been demonstrated here today.
They just wouldn't be accurate. And when you apply them over long distances and at different locations, you wouldn't have any accuracy. The actual argument
accuracy of a point
is the long distance application. Not that you couldn't take a section out if the Earth was a ball, because that makes us look retarded.
No, you are retarded because you would fail. Remember, second grade intro to geometry? In other words, you're geometrically illiterate. You don't know what an elevation angle is. Simple. It's all over.
That's the actual contention.
The actual contention is you're retarded. And I think we got a pretty good case against you.
Fuck's sake, Neil.
Hey, fuck you, Owen. He's monologuing too.
Neil, shut up.
That's just a little bonus that was in there. We'll continue.
Sorry for swearing.
Yeah, stop swearing, Neil.
Neil, shut up. Neil, shut up. Neil, shut up, or I will eject you. Finally, he left because I can stop the constant interruptions.
Shut up, Nathan.
Shut up, Nathan. We'll continue.
The rebuttal I received was from Witsit when he told me that they could argue for a single point as a line. Not true. And when it was asinine to bring up that point in contention, which Witsit did, I'm being told that I'm strawmanning him with his own point he raised. I objected to the fact that Witsit is juxtaposing how it doesn't work on a globe and then explaining the justification is that you can get an angle from a non-flat surface when you take a single point. And when I object, that's not my argument, it's the globe argument. And then someone on this panel pointed out how asinine that was to Witsit while I was on mute. Yeah, that's why I objected. It is asinine and isn't a reason to incorporate a globe argument that we're trying to walk away from. And I'm trying to point out to everybody here that Witsit's approach of incorporating an asinine claim that a line will give you, a single point will give you a line, which is what they rebut you with, is absolutely asinine and unnecessary when it is factually just measured flat with a tool called the horizon, which is utilized to establish a horizontal plane of reference. Furthermore, when I asked Witsit what the horizon would be utilized for, he answered he did not know and is now telling me how he goes around with this argument and I'm strawmanning him with the very claim he brought up that I objected to him using. So, yeah, I object to you constantly bringing up the globe juxtaposition, Witsit. There's no need to keep rapping on that door of Scientology with your juxtaposition of how it don't work on a globe.
It's not the most convincing or strong argument, right? Well, like I already said, like I think it is a good argument overall, right? It's not the most convincing or strong argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, what I'm saying is that you can technically, on a curved surface, measure from a singular point, right? So
you hear that? You can measure from a singular point on a curved surface. That's not our argument. It's an idiot straw man. We're talking about elevation angles here. Again, you don't know what an elevation angle is. You don't know what a right angle triangle is. You would fail second grade intro to geometry. In other words, you're geometrically illiterate.
The fact that you take a measurement from a singular point isn't in itself proof the Earth is flat.
You're a moron.
John, just on that. Yeah. This is an issue. Because the statement in of itself, when not applied to what he's claiming, is true. Because all those elevation angles are taken from a single point. It's the baseline. This is it's very clever language. So if you're not listening, aware of the deception, it's harder to hear the misrepresentation that's happening. You are at a single point when you take that angle. that single point still needs another line, not just the line you're going to draw. What's the reference? What's the baseline? And that's what Nathan's getting at, what he's subverting away from.
Yep.
He's trying to just make that point on the top of the ball referenceable. It's not. It's the point you're taking the measurement from. You do the lines reference it to. In intersection of those two lines.
Bev does the same thing when he says level is a single point on a vertical datum. It's a Bev argument, not a globe argument. This is a flat earthers arguing against how flat Earth is.
All right, just a couple more seconds of this. Listen closely.
You could treat the singular point as a straight line. His little monologue about how I claim a point as a line is a lie. That's why he has to be able to interrupt, to lie, and strawman me. You could treat the singular point as a straight line. His little monologue about how I claim a point as a line is a lie. You could treat the singular point as a straight line. That's why he has to be able to interrupt, to lie, and strawman me. You could treat the singular point as a straight line. His little monologue about how I claim a point as a line is a lie. You could treat the singular point as a straight line.
Prosecution rests. Questions, comments on that part?
That pretty much explains everything right there. I got no questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna
going on. Which
I'm gonna comment. That's some scumbaggery, skullduggery, shapeshiftery, eye shiftery. That is just, I mean, yo, there's no way you can say that we, chop things up to make you look bad. You said it, you did say it out your mouth, and then Nathan interjected right there to tell you, no, you can't. And then you said to everyone else while Nathan was muted that he's a liar for telling you no to the thing that you said you didn't say, but you did. What the yo.
Welcome to Shangri-La. Go ahead, Adam.
Nice. I didn't want to I'm going to stay away from comment on it and just go back to the point. I said, what's the motivation here? What motivates you to do that? The only thing I can see is a hatred of Nathan to the point that you're prepared to compromise yourself, as we've discussed.
Where'd Betty go? Betty!
She's muted herself as well.
She's muted.
She's ignoring us.
She don't like when we talk about Witsit.
Maybe the pizza didn't agree with her. Maybe
because you're not supposed to have fish on pizza.
Yeah, we tried to tell her.
The idea that you can't call out liars for being liars and wrong because they're in your community has to be the most sickening idea I've ever heard expressed out loud. If someone is wrong or lying, there is nothing wrong with pointing that out. It's not dividing a community or anything else. It's pointing out that someone is either lying or they're wrong. That's all it is.
Well, John, he said it the other day when he called Nathan God. That's the problem. Nathan is in his way, and he just feels like he's got to top Nathan. That's his problem.
All right, let's take a little rest. We're going to take a little rest break in place, and then we'll get to the main event. Yes?
Can't wait.
That was not the main event.
No.
I enjoyed that.
Main event is the other day.
You enjoyed that. Yeah. All right, Adam.
Well, I think a bit of analysis. That was all. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I've missed so much. We're having to work so much.
Yeah.
I've missed so much bits. I'd not heard that, and that's it's enlightening. Like I say, I'm not. People have got ears, yeah, and there's some people you're not gonna get through to, yeah. Doesn't matter what, but there's lots of people with discernment out there that are genuinely seeking, and they know when people are genuine. They're able to see if they use crude language sometimes and make a judgment that kind of doesn't negate their point, especially when they're being treated rudely themselves. Yeah, I give people credit. This is what people like Whitsitt when he's talking to his audience. He doesn't give his audience credit. Otherwise, you wouldn't talk like that.
I don't like to charge that we're dividing the community, which I don't know what this community is anyway, but this is what we get charged with.
What divides a community, Neil? Challenging a liar or coming into the community and lying to it?
Yeah.
It's the same reasoning the Catholics use for covering up the molestation of children by the priests. Is if we show this priest to be bad, then then the Catholic religion's bad. That's messed up.
Easy. I don't want not to get in trouble. Should we be talking about that like that?
That was a bad example. I shouldn't. I'm just. It annoys me.
Yeah, but that's what this guy Annabelle comes in to do. Nothing positive. Just wants to come in and throw daggers at us and tell us how bad we are. And we're dividing. Why don't you listen to what's being said? We're not going after people that are presenting themselves in a decent way, right? Coming after people that are retarded.
I think the reason that, because I feel like I'm in the same kind of energy John is right now, like, because the ballers can't upset us anymore, you know, like, our friends and family been there, done that, you know, so like this is it. Remember, it took us a while and many contradictions to accept. Oh, these people aren't, for whatever reason, uh, looking for the truth of the matter or the proof from claims that we just want validated. That they're not looking for that. Like, and we call them the anti flat earthers, right? Like, and we dealt with that, but it took a while though, right? So here we are now. We knew like Whitsitt was a scumbag. But it took a while for it to really sink in, you know? And now the way he just casually lies is upsetting because it's like, oh, now I really see it and it's pissing me off because why are you doing that? And then claiming we're the ones dividing. Like, especially with us understanding history and what John just brought up and the way that people in society treat people based on these deceptions is kind of disgusting. Like, that's how serious him lying so cavalierly like that's how serious it is to me.
And look how he came in the other day. Same thing, Eli. Cavalier said he comes in, and you'll see I'm calm and I'm very polite. And I just said, meanwhile, he started a big ruckus over freaking something that he can't validate.
Truth is important to you. Wouldn't you want a falsehood or a lie to be pointed out? If the truth mattered to you at all, why would you talk about the truth dividing a community? You're supposed to be here because you're seeking truth. If you're not, go back to the ball. You're wasting your time.
Yep. Three fallacies, came in with three fallacies. And no matter how many times we tried to tell him that he was in fallacy, he didn't accept it, never conceded, and just continued on. But that's okay.
I'm still here.
Because the truth doesn't matter, Neil.
I just wanted to say I'm still here. Just taking a little
bloody
break.
hope so. It's your show.
Just taking a little break in place. All right, we'll get to the main event here in a couple seconds.
Just understand, like, in the way that Nathan does when he's willing to have a conversation as if it's the first time. He doesn't come in here, oh, hello, you lying sack of, what do you got for us today? Nah, actually, if you look at his shows, it progresses from, oh, hey, what's up? What have you got? No. And then he gets interrupted, and then it gets, so it's like, here's the thing, like, I can go into any place and be respectful, but people can't expect me to just ignore when someone is lying on me, like in real time, and then stopping me from saying that they're lying. That's crazy as hell.
Right, let the handsome man speak.
That's
well,
funny.
the thing is, for whatever reason, if it hadn't been you and there hadn't been Witsit, that would not have been tolerated.
There's a reason I'm claimed to be muting people left and right. It's because when I'm in their arena, they want to be able to mute me left and right. It's just projection.
Yep. And the amount of white knighting. Listen to Dave Rakia when you hear this. I want to smack him. What happened to him?
No need. I don't know what happened to Dave Rakia, but you know, the arguments weren't getting addressed, and he was just interested in how the communication was going when I got frustrated. That's all he wanted to focus on. So, you know, that's his bag.
This is all you want, Jeremy? How long, Jeremy? This is how you want before we move the show?
So he didn't like that you were muting people.
Come on, John.
So he said he didn't like the way you were communicating, claimed that you were muting people, and that's why he made an argument to mute people, even though you don't mute people.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying in general, people will say, I've got a mute button. Like, okay. So that's your excuse to not come into the arena because it's apparently unfair. In reality, in almost every instance I can give an example for, I'll go in to wherever, and while I'm in the middle of making a reasonable point or of taking apart someone else's point, it's typically when I'll get muted. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's disgusting behavior. If your argument is that weak, and you know it's that weak that you gotta mute someone, so it's not heard, the rebuttal or the statement. If you have to mute someone to do that, I'm trying to understand this from Marquita's point of view, but it seems like he's in contradiction with himself.
Maybe.
I mean, if I'm wrong, Rakia, I like you, man. I would like to know what the problem is.
As I say, Rakia's problem was the way I'm communicating with people, because that's what he explicitly said. As in, you know, calling him boy when he's chatting nonsense. Objections like that.
Boy zero.
Who cares?
Boy, I'm like,
Boy zero, there it goes.
Genuinely, guys, who cares? Before John spoke, I was about to say, when you've lost an argument, your opponent tends to deal with how you're saying something as opposed to what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Listen to this. And when the argument's still going and people think Witsit's got a point, nobody's coming in, nobody's having an issue. Nobody's got an issue with whatsoever with the complimentary behaviour by other people in the panel and Witsit. Nathan hasn't, because he's listening to what's being said, the points. Doesn't matter how many sly, underhand things Witsit says and how he puts them with his asinine comments. Yeah? Nathan doesn't respond to that. He responds to the points. This is what these guys, this is when, say, any person that listens to debate and has got a level of discernment knows when the opponent's lost, when they resort to that.
Of course.
Let them do it.
Of course.
There for history. It's there. Witsit, you know, in 5 years' time, you making an ass of yourself that day. Yeah. It's there forever.
Yep. When I hear it, all I see.
And appealing to format.
Oh, God.
Right?
Here he goes.
It's there forever. It's there, boys.
Thanks.
No matter what we say.
Yeah, are
you
you
what?
saying?
You know what,
Are you saying
what
it's
will be
there?
there in 10 years' time? That.
Are you saying it's there?
Even in 15, you know where it'll be?
What outrage.
You know what I hear when I hear that? I hear and see Deuce 7 offsuit. So whenever that happens, I start gathering all my chips, right? Right there, so I can push them all into the middle. I love it. That's what I hear, just in case you wondered. All right. I was set up. Now I'm not set up anymore. What happened? Oh, there she is.
So in 15 years' time, right, will you be able to get an angle from a point?
I don't know. Ask Chat GPT. Appeal to the future with cheap Chat GPT. Let's see what it says.
I'm going to not appeal to Chat GPT and be confident that the axioms of geometry will hold true in 15 years' time, making Witsit's point asinine.
All right, we ready for this? Does anyone need Does anyone need to set the stage for this?
What are we going back to?
I think it's
getting old, remember?
Yeah, it's Nathan over at the Land of Misfit Toy server. It's going to be Nathan and Witsit again.
Yeah, in context, wouldn't it be that Nathan has made a point and Witsit has an objection, and now he's trying to put the objection on Nathan?
No, actually, you made the point, John. It started with you.
So he's already lied. So we're gonna be even more upset, you mean? Because that wasn't the main event. Wow.
All right, same thing goes for this one. More or less because I wasn't here. So most of you guys were here or you listened to it. I only went through it, I think, once. So when we reach a point, if I don't stop it, just say stop or yo or something. Okay? And if you people out there can't hear it, I heard some complaints, QE, we can't hear it. I got some advice for you. Turn your volume up. Okay? We good? All right. Is everyone in it? QE Live and Discord? That's rhetorical. Here we go.
This is like a magical idea, right? That the zeniths are the same, like the angles are the same from high above and below. So like that's not something you could depict orthographically. So what do you think the explanation for that is?
I'd love to know. The majesty of the heavens will never have an explanation for this, right? Why they don't change as you go up.
I got an explanation for it. The Earth's flat. That's why the geometry, you can't apply geometry to the heavens. But we'll leave that for now.
Up higher. Why the angle remains the same. I am damned if I know.
I know.
The only thing we can come to the conclusion is that the stars do not obey our concepts of geometry.
So that is the main point of this. What John just said. John made the claim. Let's pull a fiver. Let's pull a tenner. Listen to the claim. This is the whole jux of this discussion for today.
The only thing we can come to the conclusion is that the stars do not obey our concepts of geometry.
Everyone hear that? Everyone good? It's rhetorical. We'll move on. That's it. Remember that. That's the claim.
That doesn't mean the ground doesn't.
Well, I mean, if it's a non-linear relationship, it does.
If it's a I'll just stumble on it. If it's a non-linear relationship, it does. What the hell does that even mean? Who knows?
Be a logarithmic relationship.
It'll be a logarithmic relationship. Boy, that's awesome. It's a linear logarithmic relationship. Yeah. What? Huh?
Yeah. What? WTAF?
Logarithmic and linear are two different things.
Why would you assert either? And how do you get the certainty of that being logarithmic in a function as a function? I've got not a Scooby-Doo, but I'd like to hear.
All right, I need to turn my volume up because I'm not hearing
To me-
you guys. Go ahead.
To me, it sounded like he just claimed that the sky was curving, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what he was trying to make the point of.
No, he said it was linear and logarithmic.
No, it was nonlinear. He said nonlinear.
You sure about
Let
that?
me say one thing before you go.
Oh, God. Go.
Sorry.
Go. Say it.
This is what he does. If we weren't there and Nathan doesn't ask him this next question, he would have got away with that.
Let's see. I thought he said it was linear. I may have missed that. I'm gonna pull a couple J's here. I want to hear the whole thing. Let's see if it starts right here.
The only thing we can come to the conclusion is that the stars do not obey our concepts of geometry. That doesn't mean the ground doesn't.
Well, I mean, if it's a non-linear relationship.
You're right. He did say nonlinear. I missed the non. That wouldn't matter anyway. It's stupid. All right, move on.
It does. Be a logarithmic relationship optically.
What does that mean?
It's a good point, Nathan.
There's a curved limit.
What there's a curved line. Where's there a curved line?
What sort of curved line?
What? Huh? Where when you're nonlinear logarithmic, there's a curved line. What the hell are you talking about?
Not that's the best thing in this, and even I think that Nathan brilliant. What does that mean? If you knew what it means, you wouldn't say it, would you? You really wouldn't say that if you were going to be held to account for it. That's I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about statement.
Sounds to me like he's claiming the sky is curving.
All righty then.
Logarithmically.
All right, here we go.
I mean, I would never say it ultimately defies our geometry.
You would never say it ultimately defies our geometry. That's not what John's claim was. So that's an immediate straw man fallacy right out the gate. I didn't hear the word defies geometry. Did you say that, John?
No, he did not.
Quick question. Do we know its geometry to say whether it is or it isn't?
Good
we
question.
know the geometry of the stars and us in relative positions, the geometry of it.
That's a good damn question, Adam. All right, here we go.
Don't put us there again.
Shut up, Neil. We know about the sticky wicket. Let's just leave it with us.
All right, well,
That's not true. So,
how about this? It defies our, I'll rectify it. Whether you're using perspective or trigonometry, it does not seem to conform to either of those.
Fair enough.
If it obeyed our geometry, as you raised in height, you'd get closer to it.
okay.
But it doesn't do that. So it doesn't obey our geometry, Witsit.
Wait. So you're saying if we go crazy high in the sky, the star will stay the same place?
Do you have no idea how the stars behave, Witsit? Have you ever actually looked at them?
Please tell me where you made a measurement over 180.
I asked you a question. Based on your question, I'm just going to make a statement of fact. You have no idea how the stars behave, do you, Witsit?
Yeah, I know.
You just asked
that
me. You just asked me if at height they wouldn't change even a little bit. Do you want to ask me that again? And I'll just declare it again that you haven't got the slightest idea what the stars do. Why do you talk about the stars?
If you want to be retarded and act like it counts for
Answer that question. Answer your own question then.
If you want to be retarded. So, an ad hom right out the gate from Shitsit. Yeah? If you want to be, let's go back. I'm going to pull a J.
Is it Misfit Toys, QA?
This is in the land of Misfit Toys, yes.
I know I'm there, but I'm probably at work with it turned right down. So I don't know. I'm just double checking on the standards here. That's just a straight ad hom. Quite an insulting one. I think that actually.
And he claims Nathan did it first, though. That's the problem.
But that doesn't change the server rules that you can't call someone. You can't say I can call you a retard after you've called me a retard. They're not the server rules, are they?
Nope.
No.
So,
it's interesting.
But Neil had a good point. Your point is noted, Adam. But Neil had a good point here. It seems like Witsit just right out of the blue called Nathan a retard. Now, doesn't it? Let's go back. Let's make sure that we heard that right.
I'll just declare it again that you haven't got the slightest idea what the stars do. Why do you talk about the stars?
If you want to be retarded and act like it counts for
Answer that question.
There you go. So it was a conversation, and Nathan's trying to correct him because obviously we know for an absolute fact that if you raise an elevation, let's say you're in a dinghy and you take an elevation angle to a celestial body, let's say it's 45 degrees. A helicopter, a hovering helicopter, or a plane over the top of you at that exact moment takes the same elevation angle to the same celestial body. Guess what he's going to get? 45 degrees. That's an absolute fact. So, in actuality, Shitsit is dead right now. He just doesn't realize it. But I just wanted to make sure everyone heard what he called Nathan. Not that it's a big deal. He called him retarded, right? It was at the beginning of the conversation. Keep that in mind. Okay? There we go.
Answer your own question then. Do they change even a little bit as you go up in height, Witsit? Answer that for me.
We wouldn't know because you'd
we do know.
Extreme.
We wouldn't know. What in the world? Hasn't it been done for at least 80 years? I don't know.
I've got an issue. Well, why would you make the claim that you're being retarded when somebody's made a positive statement against you that you don't know anything about celestial navigation and the star's behavior? Surely you should address that as opposed to just the ad hom.
Yes.
I know you asked to note it. I just wanted to note it there. It's points not being addressed or recognised, or him describe how the stars behave. Nathan's still going to have to drag him, isn't he, by short and curlies?
Yep. Here we go.
Actually, I made a negative.
Well, I guess I'm not going.
Hey, John.
I just want to point out I made a negative claim, which does not require me to provide evidence. Witsit is challenging that, which would put him in the positive claimant's position. It's on him to provide that evidence.
That is correct. John did make a negative claim.
Correction. John didn't make any claim. He just stated a fact.
Well, he stated a fact, but it's still negative. It's still negative. He still has a point. Welcome, Brian.
Hello.
You missed a good hunk of the show.
He was eating fish pie.
He was eating Adam's fish pie.
He's a free spirit.
Shut up, Neil. You're not the boss of me. All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
You missed Bugger. Let's just clear the airways. Bugger's got something to say. Off you go, son.
Superfluid.
Superfluid. Superman. Super cowboy. I just made that up.
He's so funny. He said super chat first. Roger Ledwell, he's going to make fools of all on Joe's show. Thank God we have a third grader in for the front.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Roger. All right, now can I go, Adam?
You need my justification. Yeah, I've enough.
Well, your numbers are dwindling.
Oh, well,
no.
This is the trouble.
Why do you?
You don't know.
Let's just stop talking a second, please.
Let me go back. Witsit just bet Nathan on the second grade playground $5,000. Let's go back. I missed that the first time.
I mean, there's a poker toe.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep. Let's hear it. Maybe I misheard. 1 second.
Oh, why do you?
You don't know.
Let's just stop talking.
Yep. You want to bet $5,000 that you don't know. That's what he said. Got it. Marked him. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the second grade playground.
Well, if you don't know a negative claim, that means you do know. So what is it then? Witsit?
Yep. Can somebody keep a tally on how much money he owes us? Maybe.
$25,000.
Okay, not us. It's Nathan, right? Nathan, he owes you this. So that's $5,000 so far. Here we go.
Talking a second, please, Witsit. Do you mind, Witsit? I'm trying to respond. Why is Witsit now chanting through me? Can you stop Witsit from chanting through me? Excuse me, I was in the middle of something. Witsit's decided that because he's being corrected, he's going to chant through me. Can you stop him from doing that, please?
That's not what happened. You interrupted me. You interrupted me 3 times.
Right, Witsit doesn't know what the stars do. He's asked a question. Now it seems I'm being perpetually chanted through. I'm going to just state a fact. Witsit doesn't know how the stars work. He's asked a question about whether or not they'll change at altitude. That tells me unequivocally he doesn't know how they work.
Well, do you have like a measurement of like a boat?
Right, I'm talking to Witsit. Talking to Witsit. Talking to Witsit.
And longitude, and then like a helicopter above it or a balloon right above it and measures the same star angle.
Right, I was talking to Witsit.
Whoa, that's like, hold on. Where did
jerk off.
Chong come from? Whoa, dude, have you not got like a helicopter or like an plane? You can measure above it. What the hell?
John.
Why would I show you evidence for the negative? Why? Show me evidence for the positive.
Correct. They haven't caught on to that nuance.
And I just demand a plane and a balloon, dude.
Yeah, I knew you liked that, Adam. Here we go.
As he's running the show, it's a show that he's throwing here. So please refrain. He said he was talking to Witsit. Please do not continue, Torah.
Witsit,
Okay, so
based on
I'm
your
not
question.
talking about minor.
So go ahead, Nathan. So Witsit starts with his verbal diarrhea. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that means not. That means I was talking to you. That's not your invitation to start taking control of the conversation. Which it's the second time he's done it, Mods. Second time he's done it.
This is why no one watches your show. That's what he just said.
He's struggling to hear him, but is that what was said?
Yes.
What's now being thrown?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Like I said earlier, when you've lost an argument already, they're just demonstrating your knowledge of celestial navigating, the fact that you don't need to mitigate for altitude when we're taking elevation angles to stars, demonstrating that they don't comport to standard perspective and geometry. Yeah? Why not just make that point instead of attacking something that's completely non sequitur, like I say, that's to do with somebody's demeanor, yeah, or in this case, what their show ratings.
Yep.
Hey, Poker Tales, this is how you know somebody's lost an argument, that they rebut with something like that.
Yep. And everyone's watching your show. Huh, what's it? Sucking off Bob's teat. Rest in peace, Bob. Sucking off Bob's teat from Globe Dumpsters, right? You just took over all their subscribers. So you're the man now. You got a lot of people listening to you. I can only hope those many people that are listening to you parrot your fuckwit arguments. That's I yearn for that. I've met a couple of them. I've met a whole bunch of them, but they usually shut up. But there's a couple that come out with your arguments, and I just whip them around by their incoherent short hairs with little effort. So that's what I yearn for. You fucking clown, you pretender clown scammer.
Define ether.
Yeah, define ether. All right, here we go.
What you got?
Oh, I guess we're not going. Go ahead, John.
Sorry, but you have a positive statement that the stars obey geometry without evidence, and now he's trying to make an argument without evidence. I want to choke him.
All right, here we go.
Time he's done it, he understands I'm about to start telling him something, so he starts jabbering first. No, it's it. No, I'm the one telling you something, and he's not going to stop. So this tactic's never going to end, is it?
No, that's Rakia. I hear Rakia in the background. Dave, what the hell happened?
Big boy.
Dave, what the hell happened to you, man? What's up? Here we go.
Yo, wait, no.
Go ahead.
Let me fix my mic because I gotta.
You gotta you better. We need a GoFundMe to get you a mic.
It's crazy to me because
that's
like, as we
what
can all
the
hear,
hell? Suddenly you're crystal clear on QE show.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
What the hell's going on? We're our age.
What's up, Nathan? So, like, get to Nathan's credit. Like, he's been called retarded. He's, like, been interrupted just over and over, and he's still mild-tempered. Meanwhile, this dude Witsit, at this point, he hasn't lied in this clip. Because I'm just saying that because he lied before, in the previous clip we were reviewing. So, at this point, he's just been dead wrong the whole time, clearly. And Rocky is coming out his face.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I stopped asking those questions. That's a malformed question. Why? You'll never be able to answer that. Here we go.
What?
Never
oh, God.
Eli, I can't speak to motivation. I can just ask myself, is it for the betterment of flat Earth? This kind of behavior. There you go then.
Here we go. Am I safe? That's rhetorical. Don't answer.
Going to end. I'm never going to get my chance. Now Raki is doing it. Everybody's white knighting. Can you?
Yeah, you're sponsoring the joke. Shits it. Zero.
Take control. What's going on? I'll try again.
You asked me a question. Someone else.
No, I haven't asked anything. I'm going to tell you something when you finally stop waffling because you know something's coming your way. I'm telling you, you don't have any justification to be talking about what the stars do based on that question you've asked me. To ask that question tells me in no uncertain terms that you, Witsit, do not know how the stars behave. That's a fact.
There it is. What are you going to do with that matzo ball?
Answer your own question.
Through me.
Answer your own question.
Because I interrupted him right then.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get a color commentary about how the conversation went. Deuce 7 offsuit. All in.
Yeah. This dude is such a joke.
Here we go. At home. Well, you're really racking him up here, shits it.
He comes in this server and then calls me all kinds of names, and then
He calls you all kinds of names? I don't think so. He didn't call you anything. In fact, it was you who started calling Nathan names. Now, I'm not into all that stuff. I could really care. But it's a point of order, Your Honor. Does everyone hear that out in the audience? Let me pull a fiver. Remember I told you to remember when he first came in. He called Nathan retarded. Now it's a little different. It seems like Nathan was calling him names. Just pointing out the lie, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude is such a joke. Somehow he comes in this server and then calls me all kinds of names, and then I go to respond and I get server muted 3 times. Since when
There you go.
did that happen?
I don't know. Let's just all go one at a time, please, guys.
Witsit does this just a second.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Witsit does this is that he starts appealing to things that never happened.
Yep.
Yeah. And because people are going, they can't remember because there's so much that's being said, they're just going to take it at face value that he's telling the truth.
Yep, you got it, Brian. That's exactly right. He's an remember I called him the incoherent Joseph Goebbels? Yeah, he rewrites recent recorded history. And Jedi mind tricks everyone into thinking he's right. It's an amazing thing to me. I caught it right at the beginning a couple of years ago. I find it astonishing. It's a phenomena.
I'm not talking about minor elevation changes. The stars are very far away. If you weren't retarded, you would know.
The stars are very far away. He just called him a retard again.
There's a claim.
Yeah, the stars are very far away. That's what he just claimed. I love his attention to detail. Precision is his game.
Know that. I'm talking about immense distant changes. You wouldn't know if they change or not unless you have evidence of a measurement super high in the sky, which you don't. So claim
super high in the sky.
Superchat.
Super fluid, Superman, super cowboy. I think I used those already.
Roger Ledwell sent start throwing mud. ...
Thanks, Roger. And thanks, Bugger. Roger seems to be the Lone Ranger out there with super chats. What's that? What's going on? I digress.
claiming that they don't obey geometry is a stupid claim.
That they claim that they don't obey geometry is a stupid claim. Really? Show.
Thank you.
Sorry, they don't obey our geometry because when we raise in elevation, they stay at the same angle measurement. Now, if they obeyed our geometry, like a lighthouse, if I'm standing next to a lighthouse and I measure the angle up to it and I'm having to crick my neck to look up it, and it's a 80-foot lighthouse, yeah? If I raise up 80 foot, guess what? It's no longer an angle measurement. I'm straight parallel with it, aren't I? Because I've raised up and it obeys how we interpret things to be measurable with angles when we have a relationship with them with height. As you go up, the angle decreases. You raise in elevation with respect to the lighthouse, the angle you measure decreases. The stars do not do that. Witsit.
Hey, does the amount that the angle changes?
Does the amount that the angle changes? Does the amount that the angle changes?
I thought that was Spanish. He started speaking. Not much.
He didn't answer the question. You heard the statement. Now he's off on another red herring fallacy. Let's hear.
Vary with distance. Yes or no?
For the stars?
Yes or no?
For the stars?
You can't answer yes or no.
Sorry, for the stars?
Do anything.
Right, we're talking about the stars and how they do.
Like he made some kind of point. You freaking bozo of a clown. My God, man.
Yeah, you need to hit a J, and I want to hear this because that's in the amount of embarrassed laughter from Witsit there that I just want to hear that through and 10, 20 seconds afterwards because that's embarrassed laughter.
All right, pull a J. You think a J is going to do it?
No, it's not. It's not embarrassed laughter, and I'll tell you why. But I mean, you guys can take Adam's interpretation or mine.
All right.
He's
We
laughing
only got
because
10 seconds of decent mic then. 10 seconds.
is it that bad? Okay, fine.
All right. You want a J or 2 J's?
I want to Eli and then a J.
Just
Go
one.
ahead, Eli.
Go ahead, Eli, and then we'll pull a J.
Yeah. So what it really is he's stupid because he doesn't understand that he's introduced a red herring with the whole distance point right here. When that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the angle not changing, which he's going to actually he's going to concede to that later on. But the bottom line is he's stupid. So he really just he thinks he's right, and he thinks and Nathan should be embarrassed because he's not even in the same conversation right now. He's on drugs or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, this is my point of contention. Before that, Booger's got something to say.
Superchat.
Super Flood, Super Cowboy. That's all I got for today.
Booger's come up with a few of his own. He said he said Super Alfredo, and then he morphed it into Super Fredo. So it was cute. Roger Ledwell said, "Nobody hiring flat earther."
Thanks, Roger. All right, shut up, Adam. Shut up, Adam. Shut
Because I want to disagree with Eli.
Okay, go ahead. Disagree with him.
Don't think Witsit's not stupid. No, we
I
can
beg to differ.
I know, but unfortunately, this doesn't demonstrate somebody who's stupid. That's why I called that an embarrassed laugh. This demonstrates somebody who's being disingenuous, possibly lying through his arse, but definitely being disingenuous. Hence the
rebuttal. I guess not. Here we go.
With distance, yes or no?
For the stars.
Yes or no?
For the stars.
You want 5? We're going to pull another J, Adam. I want you to get the whole thing.
Witsit.
Hey, does the amount that the angle changes vary with distance? Yes or no?
For the stars.
Yes or no?
For the stars.
You can't answer yes or no.
Sorry. For the stars.
Do anything.
Right, and we're talking about the stars and how they do not obey those rules. You don't know that. Now you're laughing.
Hey,
so far, he's called me retarded, and now he's laughing through the top of my sentences.
Yeah, you called me retarded.
Could you please mute him?
You called me retarded first. We'll get to that. Adam, you had the whole spiel.
Well, I would put it back to Eli. If that's not somebody who knows what they're doing and knows they've lost heavily, yeah, and they're intelligent enough to know how heavily they've lost, and the only thing they've got left is that, then they're just shutting their mouth. That's the only point where I'd say he's unintelligent. Sometimes just shut your mouth. If you're trying to deceive people. Yeah?
I just think he's a liar on top of stupid. That's all.
I would say that what he did there was he created a diversion, and he made himself the victory of the diversion. That's what he did.
Yeah, there's some key insights there. Don't forget what he just said. Also, I know it's a minor point, but remember I told you at the beginning to remember how the conversation started where Witsit came out and called Nathan retarded? Did you hear what he just said? Let's hear it.
Called me retarded, and now he's laughing through the top of my sentences.
Yeah, you called me retarded.
Could you please
first.
mute?
You called me retarded first. Rewriting history. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Him while I try and talk, because
Guys,
he's now
let's not
jabbering
do
through the
any of
top
that,
of me
please.
and insulting me and calling me retarded. I don't
You
like
called
it.
me retarded first.
Can you please?
There he goes again. He called me retarded first. Did he?
As I said, with respect to the survey early on, does that matter?
It's a point of order, Your Honor. That's all I'm stating. He's lying. Again. Because obviously... Go ahead.
It's 2 points. I agree with that. There is the point that he's lying, and you've listened to it, so you'll have heard it. So yeah, that's shocking. But then there's also the server. Where's the moderation? Does it matter that he did a thing against the moderation in here, or does it? And does that then mean you're then appeased? And you can continually call him a retard because you claim he called you a retard once first. I'm missing the point from the moderator's perspective here. Take a grip of this. You've heard the retard. Deal with the retard. Not, oh, well, that's fine. We'll just let this go because he's now claimed he called a retard in the past.
Yep.
No, it's about thousand.
That tells me nobody's listening.
No, it's exactly that, Brian. Yeah. But then that's why I'm asking the mod to say, well, I don't give a stuff. Stop calling him a retard right now and deal with the point. That's why I'm saying it.
Yep.
Yeah? Where's the moderation?
It is
the debate.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Please stop him from doing this. I'm trying to reply, and he just won't shut up.
I can't believe
Please, can you shut him up?
Please, guys, let's not call names. No name calling.
Yeah, I'd rather not be called retarded. I'd just like to respond to him without him laughing at me or calling me names.
You called me retarded first for the third time.
Yeah. I've got a problem with the moderation.
Can someone send him this video, or is he just, was he talking about other shows? And is anybody even listening there?
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm not sure whether pluralization occurs when the mod says calling names, whether it's the repeated name calling from Witsit to Nathan, or whether it's actually insinuating both of them are name calling. Something I'm yet to hear Nathan do, to be honest.
And now he won't shut up.
Whoever did it first.
Yeah, still do.
He said it again 4 times. He called me names first. Just a point of order, Your Honor.
Doing it. Still not getting my chance to say anything.
Because that's
just
what
an
he has
endless
to do now.
barrage monologue from Witsit, and he's laughing and calling me names. I am not retarded. Is he ever? Can someone server mute him so I can actually get a chance without Witsit rumpusing me continuously?
I'll leave the server if I think Nathan only gets to like run me here.
I'm never going to get a chance to talk.
Bro,
obviously, Witsit's not going to allow it, so I'm just going to remove myself from the server.
Name, Jeremy.
Okay.
Give me a second, Nathan. Witsit, he's running a show. Same thing as host.
I don't care.
Well, goodbye.
You heard that, right? When he runs a show, you give him full respect, but he don't want to give the same respect.
No, he's server muted.
Okay.
He is server muted right now. Please stop.
Yeah, thank you.
Continue.
I want to speak to the audience. Why are any of you listening to Witsit's garbage about the stars? Ether being the stars, and they're contained.
Or Ether the stars now?
I'm not. Just mod. Respect to the mod there. What I would ask for a point of recognition, and it's took to the point that Nathan said, "I'm just going to quit if I can't actually just get this out. This is unfair." It actually got to that point that he's had to give an ultimate sanction to be able to be heard.
Adam, you're into the procedural.
I'm interested in the server as well, because it's part of how this debate is being portrayed, isn't it? It doesn't seem fair, the moderation, and that makes it harder for one side to get their points across.
Yeah, I got you.
Easier for the other to distract. Yeah,
I got you. That was my point. You're into the procedural ongoings, while I'm more listening at the substance. Not that you don't have a point. Did somebody else want to add something?
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the point? What was the point of contention again? Because we seem to be talking about whether someone called Witsit a name or not for the past. You know what I mean?
I do want to ask him.
What we want to forget is whether or not you have to make an angle adjustment for altitude when taking an elevation angle to the stars.
Yep.
We don't want to deal with that point, because that will be past 20 minutes pointlessly admitting that Witsit was wrong.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which will happen inevitably anyway. I just like to say this reminds me of the time that I was busting Kosher over the head with redshift and galaxies when Witz was like, let him do his thing. Why are you just coming up in here and just I don't know, he's a weird character, man. I don't know what happened to him.
He's a baller.
All right, can we continue? Nathan, I did have a hold on. Now, hold on a second, Adam.
Superchat.
Superfluid, Super Cowboy, Superintendent, Superfluid.
Yeah, I guess Boog's a bit soft-spoken today.
Yeah.
We heard you, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So Roger Ledwell, he sent, sorry for the bad grammar. I know you are, okay. I know you are, so what am I, quote?
Yeah, that's a good one.
We Herman.
Yeah, that's what I am. So what are you? Also notice, I'm going to get back to Nathan here in a second. Notice Danny57 over here. This is PhD Professor Danny Faulkner from Answers in Genesis over here in the land of misfit toys. Never says anything. I've been noticing him in following Nathan around. Sometimes he's in our Discord. Other times he never says anything. He'll pop over in 24/7 too. When Nathan's over there, he'll pop over in there, not say a word. See him right there?
When you wait,
He's looking for one.
Say again?
When I did that, when I was studying you guys, I was trying to build a case against you.
Ah.
And that's what led me to Flat Earth. So maybe it's a good thing.
Okay. I just wanted to point it out. Anything else before we...
Best of luck with that, Danny.
Say again, Brian?
Are you looking forward to anything? Once he's had a good sniff around and he's applied his best of his brain to it to see what he comes up with, bring it on! Danny 57.
He's just going to go. He's going to go cite Hillbilly Blue Balls, the redneck retard, a.k.a. the photosynthetic redneck, a.k.a. Mr. Gumby Football Field. Brian,
go on full-on biblical denial.
Right.
Second this Muppet comes out, I'm going to take him to his scripture.
Hold on.
Super Fluid, Superintendent, Super Chow. Just made that up.
Stephen Cook sent supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, I forgot that one. Is that? Oh, that was the super chat.
Was that what?
Was that the super chat?
Yes, that was the sorry.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody came on Nathan's and said nobody watches the show. That's a lie. Danny Faulkner watches the show.
Yes, he does.
Good point, Eli.
All right, we good?
Shout out to you, man.
We good? Can we continue
You
now?
like the irony of that, though?
Brother.
Total stranger coming onto Nathan's show and going, nobody watches the show. Apart from me, this total stranger that's clearly watched the show to come on here to tell you I'm not watching the show. Nobody watches.
We don't want to hear
2
from
days in a row.
We don't want to hear from somebody with dwindling numbers there, Adam.
Either second.
Here we go.
Area. He doesn't even know how they behave by his own vision. He hasn't even looked at them. He doesn't know what they do. He hasn't got the slightest idea. To tell me that I would be retarded to assert that they don't obey our geometry. They don't. So what does that make Whitsit, given he's told me I would be retarded to suggest that they don't obey our geometry? They absolutely do not obey our geometry, and Whitsit did not know that. Yet he's peddling an entire faith in ether.
Oh, that was it. That was the question I forgot. Nathan, you mentioned that ether was the stars. Where'd you get that from?
I'm not here.
What's it?
I would like to jump on Nathan. Nathan took it away from the point just to jab at Whitsit on that one. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm just trying to link it back so I can have a go over ether. You're probably right, John, reading between the lines. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
you
but
weren't
I
here.
said that.
I thought you weren't here.
I wasn't
I was
until
about to
I,
interrupt him,
to be perfectly honest, I couldn't remember Then when John said, it sounds like you're just trying to weasel in something to do with the sky, and aka the stars, and you're like, well, why stars and ether? Well, because I'm trying to weasel it in so I can have a jab at the ether, clearly. I think John's right. That's what he came up with. I just couldn't think of any reason why I'd be doing that. Now I know. That is the reason. John's right.
Sometimes
And
you
with
need a
it didn't
breath.
deny it.
Because it has been said.
I've never
Heard
heard that.
it. I've heard it a few times.
It wasn't said in this discussion. Like, let's just make that clear, right? It hasn't been. There's been no juxtaposition between the stars and ether made in this discussion, other than the one I just made. I'm guilty of dragging in the ether so I can have a little snipe at it.
I
So
understand
let's just get that cleared up.
I understand that. I understand what you were doing. That didn't answer my question. How did you come up with ether or the stars? Did you hear that in another discussion?
It just seems like a logical inference if they're talking about the sky and what's above in the.
Okay.
That seems like a logical connection. I don't think I've heard it somewhere. No.
Oh, I was gonna. Oh, I was just gonna say if you did hear it, I'd have to add it to my list.
I did hear similar stuff.
Well,
I can't remember where I heard it.
Okay, so you're
I've
saying
heard them say that the stars drift 15 degrees an hour because of the ether.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. That's why I did it, because of the 15 degrees an hour that Bob Rest His Soul was ascribing to ether drift and indeed Mickelson Morley. So therefore, I'm perfectly justified. It wasn't because I was just trying to have a jab. And in fact, I'm going to remove that from my recording.
okay, but there's a problem still because the ether drift. That's something that's moving the stars. That's different than what the stars are. Follow?
Not what they claim.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Just having a jab. Let's just move on. Who cares?
Okay.
Does it really matter?
Yeah, I was going to add
a ham-handed. This is a textbook.
I guess that was a rhetorical
ham-handed
question.
segue. It's ham-handed segue by me.
Yeah, I understand that. I just wanted to add it to my list. That's all. I had no nefarious plans. Here we go.
You can't unless you take the stars as the ether drift.
And you can't. So if people are going to argue against Ethereans, don't take that position. That's not their claim.
Okay.
Remember that this ether drift changes with altitude, unlike the position of the stars.
Jesus.
I just realised that. That's brilliant.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, technically, they change their claims from day to day, so you can't be held down as saying something is or isn't their claim, because nobody knows what their claims are. They might know today, but tomorrow their claims will be different.
All right, here we go.
Just as a point there to Brian, that's important. Yes, please be aware, as the emissary, that when debating an Etherean, quite clearly to you, their position has changed. To them, they'll maintain it's all coherent.
Thanks, Adam. Are you done?
With the sarcasm, probably not, no.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't be done with that. All right.
I heard you, Nathan. I think there's something there, by the way, but I know we're brushing past it.
Are we still brushing past it? Yeah?
No, we're not. We're not. Because the only point of that interjection was for a mild critique when we're talking about debating. Nathan's got him by the balls. He does not need that. He doesn't need to. He's got him by the balls. What you've given him is a way out, in my opinion, or to move away from the fact that the stars don't change their elevation angle with your altitude, that they don't obey geometry or perspective with regards to taking an elevation angle. It's the whole
because they're reading, because he told us in another debate that they're looking at the difference in speed between star rotation one way versus the other, right? So it is connected in some way, but I guess we're not going to talk about it now.
No, we're not talking about
it. What Nathan did was say to Austin, what Nathan did was say to Witcher, you were seen coming out of a gay bar at that time, remember? Wink, wink. That's what he did, basically. It's like a little go at him and attack him.
Are we still not talking about
feel
this?
QE's pain, right? Can everyone stop so QE can actually move on?
Yes, please.
Are we still not talking about this? I'm not pain. I'm not in pain. I just like the way you guys are just hammering all over this when we're not talking about it.
I don't know why Nathan's rumpus in this segment.
I know.
The show. Not spoke for the whole show.
Let's hear it again.
absolutely do not obey our geometry, and Witsit did not know that. Yet he's peddling an entire faith in ether. He's never even looked at them, has he? This is a bit of a revelation. This is a bit embarrassing. Is this Witsit jabbering through me again?
No, that's Dave Rakia.
Oh. God,
That's
I've
a
got to
bitch
take
boy.
it back. No, no, good rescue, Nathan. Yeah, this is the trouble with like pausing mid-sentence. You've linked it perfectly to your initial claim that he doesn't know his arse from his elbow with regards to looking at the stars. Yeah, he'll place them in a paradigm of the ether and describe them. Okay.
I thought it was perfect. I thought it was perfectly placed. I like the voice intonations also with it.
While I point out to this audience and this server, the Witsit, the man who jabbers on with long, incessant words that he doesn't probably know the meaning of, about the sky and the stars, has never even observed what they do with his own two eyes, and has got the gall to call me retarded for suggesting that they don't obey our geometry. When they obey our geometry. They absolutely do not obey our geometry, and Witsit did not know that. Yet he's peddling an entire faith in ether. He's never even looked at them, has he? This is a bit of a revelation. This is a bit embarrassing. Is this Witsit jabbering through me again? While I point out to this audience and this server, the Witsit, the man who jabbers on with long, incessant words that he doesn't probably know the meaning of, about the sky and the stars, has never even observed what they do with his own two eyes, and has got the gall to call me retarded for suggesting that they don't obey our geometry, when they don't. So no, Witsit, how dare you call me retarded? I would suggest that a man that doesn't even know how the stars behave based on his own bloody vision of them shouldn't be going around telling people about ether. It's a disgrace. Before you start peddling this garbage that you cannot prove, I suggest that you actually learn what the stars do with your own eyes first. Like I've done. Like everybody on my panel's done. But you've got the nerve to call me retarded for knowing what they do. This is an absolute disgrace.
Is there a point here?
I like that. Is there a point anywhere in there? Yeah. I thought he made a pretty clear point.
Can I interject for a moment?
Who's interjecting?
Me, Skeptical.
Go ahead, Skeptical. Go ahead and interject.
So why there is a huge attack on ether?
Because we don't know what it is.
What? What's ether?
I'm asking a serious question. What everybody in this panel, in this server, like attacks ether?
Sure.
So am I.
Wait
I'm
a second.
asking you a
Wait a
serious
second.
Question. What is ether?
Wait a second, Neil. We have the emissary to the Ethereans here. Mr.
Yeah, I think Neil was about to ask, I think, the most pertinent question if we're going to raise the topic of the ether. And that is, what is the ether? How would you define it? What its function is, what its role is, how we would measure it? Can we measure it, or can we only perceive its effects? Skeptical, over to you.
Not answering his question, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why of all of the lies and deception. What? Be quiet.
Yeah, just for a second, we were skeptical to come in and ask the question, and
Yeah, I want to answer it too. You had your shot. You didn't answer it. Tough cookie.
No. And then the emissary spoke.
Let the emissary let the emissary speak. The emissary asked him a question. So, Skeptical. Is that what his name is? Skeptical.
Just to give Skeptic, and to contextualize it, we're about to head into the world of the ether, and if we're going to do that, then we should at least know what we mean when we say the word ether. Now, can have lots of meanings, but skeptical is going to make a point. So we need to understand what he is saying when he refers to the word ether. So over to you, skeptical.
No, because I'm just asking, like, it's obviously in physics and chemistry, historically, ether it is like a hypothetical invisible medium believed to permeate all space.
That's a contradiction. You just contradicted yourself. You said a hypothetical what medium?
Invisible medium.
That's a contradiction because a medium has substance. That's how it's defined.
Well, I'm not so fussed about that. The simple admission that we've gone. No. Let's deal with just the word previous to that, which was hypothetical.
Okay.
At the point that we're defining something hypothetical, is there a point in us moving forwards other than enjoying your story?
I'd like a point of order, Your Honor. He asked the question is, why are we attacking the Etherites? Can I just deal with that question first before we move on?
That point.
Absolutely.
I'd just like to know what you're attacking.
Skeptical.
That was my humble. Yeah, that was my humble question. So
can I please answer your question?
Yeah, obviously, but first of all.
But first of all, I'm going to answer your question first of all. The main reason why we're in this, excuse me, I'm going to put you on mute. I am going to answer your question. This is why. You ready? The main reason why we're in this heliocentric religious mess in the first place is we had pseudoscience pretender clowns masquerading as scientists who took effects, not apply any scientific validation whatsoever, conjure then substitute logical fallacy and models for experiment. Then Jedi mind trick the science illiterate masses into mindlessly parroting belly-laughing ball-tarred fairy tales as science, and voila, the heliocentric model complete with ranting religious lunatic support. Now we have the so-called higher-up flat earthers who take non-natural effects, not apply any scientific validation whatsoever, i.e. experiment, then substitute their fairy tale train wreck logical fallacies and philosophical stories, mindlessly parroted from and brought to you by the tattooed Jabba the Hutt, Elmer Fudd, Uncle Fester fuckwit Ken Wheeler, substitute logical fallacy and their model in lieu of actual science, Jedi mind trick the science illiterate pretender clown flat earther masses into mindlessly parroting belly-laughing fallacious fairy tales as valid, and voila, ether complete with ranting religious lunatic support. Do you get it now?
The This message is supported by the Office of the Emissary.
Let's just check if he accepts the answer.
Where did Jabba had tattoo? Quantum.
About Ken Wheeler.
Ken Wheeler!
Hold on, Neil. You asked, why do you have such a bee in your bonnet for ether? Would you say that you've had a satisfactory answer for why we attack this garbage based on the fact that we've all been deluded into garbage with the same methodology Etherites use? Zero response. Fine.
Of course he's not going to respond. He's an Etherite.
You don't know that.
He was until Neil started speaking. Go ahead, skeptical.
So anyway, I just all right. I have to leave. So it's I'm just obviously I'm not really satisfied by Q's response. Just a bunch of word salad. That's it.
Oh, you think? Just word salad, right?
No meaning.
I just made a juxtaposition. I just made a juxtaposition with the same methodologies used by the heliocentric model. Shut the fuck up.
Hold on, QE.
That's
Just
all you
calm down
have.
a second. Stop a
That's
second.
all you have.
Stop a
Shout
second.
it.
Guy, stop. Yeah, you asked for an answer, and your response to the answer was, that's just word salad. I mean, for a start, that's really rude. No, you got an answer. I even went out of my way to make sure that you got an answer when it felt like some of the people were putting the question to you, a teaching tool method, I stopped them from doing it, made sure you got an answer. The answer is because we've been deceived into nonsense with non-science, and that's what Etherites do. And all you've done is accused him of word salad. I get it.
I thought it was a pretty clear juxtaposition in how everyone's been fooled by the heliocentric model-ites and the Etherites. I thought it was pretty clear.
There was a reason I put it in and say this message is approved. I totally agree with that. There's also a reason, Skeptical, that I asked you the question. And I'd say it again, just for yourself, so you don't, you're not stuck in this quandary of what do I say because I don't even know what I'm defending. Go and define ether outside of what you already made a claim of, that it's hypothetical. At what point, when we've got into this mess with hypothetical balls, should we be dealing with the hypothetical anymore? Your definition, not mine.
That it? Can we move on?
I think Skeptical's muted, so yeah, I would assume so, yeah.
He's muted himself.
Eli wanted to make a point.
Go ahead, Eli.
I would like.
And John, Eli first.
Huey, that was very well said.
Thank you. Eli, is that all you had, John? Yes. Skeptical, you're off mute.
Yes, sir.
You're skeptical. Now he's on mute again. Eli, go ahead with your point.
Yeah, just wanted to say simply that it's crazy. Out of all of the debauchery, lies, and deception, and causing just bad communication where there didn't need to be, the first time somebody wants to ask a question, it's to ask us why we don't like the Etherites or whatever. Like after all that, how about everything that happened previous? How about I just make it personal? Because they're lying. I don't even have time to investigate.
Fair enough.
I might say something when John is.
No, go ahead. I think John's already done. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I find a big similarity between the Etherites and the Ballers, because they come in asking what seems to be a very pertinent question according to them, while begging the question, because that's what they're doing, whether they're claiming heliocentrism or ether. Someone goes to the bother of giving them a correct answer and a respectful answer, right? They're not shouting at them. They might be getting passionate, but they're not shouting at the person. They're not insulting the person, nothing. And what they do after they give it to them is they hand wave it and insult you.
Yep.
Why would someone need to do that if they had all this evidence for this thing that they're claiming, or the thing that they're inquiring about? I mean, if he was just purely inquiring without any horse in the race, then why would you come back with that? An insult to the person who went out of their way to answer your stupid question.
Yeah, that was my thought, Brian, which is why I stopped QE getting frustrated with it, because it's like, what an outrage. That's what we deal with. We deal it with ballers, and we deal it with flat earthers. That guy's on our side, but because we disagree with nonsense that's unproven, we get told that we're using word salad. Like, what? We object to being taken up the garden path with the same tricks that we were put on a ball with. We strongly object to that.
Superchat.
Why do?
Superfluid, superstition, superconductor, superfluids.
Roger Ledwell sent, I said it earlier, Bigfoot.
Thanks, Roger. Lone Ranger out there. Thanks, Flatsy, and thanks, Booger. Over to you, Brian.
Yeah, I won't hark on too much about it, but why? I'm just going to use me personally because I can't speak for others. Why should I accept anything that's being presented to me as just a belief? Why should I accept it as fact? Nobody has shown any factual evidence for this thing. They can't define it. They can't show how it interacts with anything. if it's real, if it has any, if it's in the three dimensions and has tangibility or physicality, or if it's a fourth dimensional thing, nobody can show any of this. So why should I accept this? Why am I the bad guy for not accepting that? The same goes to anyone else who doesn't accept it. Why are we the bad guys? Thanks, Kiwi.
You're welcome. I think that's it. Is he done? Did he leave? You're off mute, skeptic. Floor is yours.
Thank you for.
Go ahead.
No, just I honestly just had a question. That's it.
I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
All
welcome. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, perfect. Wasn't that much easier?
All right, should we continue? We will continue. Here we go.
No, I can't continue yet. No.
You can't.
What
You
he just
can't.
said is a lie.
Adam,
No, I can't.
Brian,
No.
he just
What-
can't
what-
continue yet.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you
yeah,
after that.
I was a lie. Yeah. You
Go
go
ahead.
Adam if you want. You
No,
know where
go
I'm
ahead. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
You first, Brian, and then.
Yeah, he didn't come in just ask the question. He came in, he asked the question, he got an answer, and then he was rude. He didn't just ask a question. That's not correct. That's not the truth. Be rude about it. No need for that. Then lie to you. Lie to us all.
I'll
Go on,
accept him just
I
thanking us for the
agree.
answer. I'll accept that and let's move on. Let's just
No,
move on.
no. I agree. Right, but that still doesn't answer the question I was going to ask, which is: so you got the answer skeptical. What did you make of it? What are your thoughts after hearing QE's response that was endorsed by the emissary?
I got it. Seriously, because me as a truth seeker, I just when I listen to different perspectives and what is the actual meaning of ether, and why always there's a huge debate about it. Why people
Would
debate
you-
it like in the first
But there's a
instance.
problem. You already said your problem. It's a perspective thing, then, right? It's an opinion. This isn't an opinion-based subject matter.
That it? You guys all tuckered out yet?
I think they are, QE. I think they are. Let's move on.
Okay. Here we go.
Earth
Can
is
I-
not flat. Earth is not flat.
Yeah, it's somebody in here. Earth is not flat. Earth is not flat too, buddy.
Can I ask a
That was
question?
PD.
Who was it?
That was PD, pee drinker.
Is that his name in here?
No, but that's he's kind of notorious on 24/7. I can spot him just by his voice now, because most of us can.
I don't know. I've never heard of that guy.
Yes, that is his name. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Here we go.
Of
No,
who?
wait. Just because he's running a show doesn't mean he can say my name and talk crazy about me, and then when I go to respond, he gets to scream over me.
Here we go. Color commentary about the friggin' conversation. Talking about the conversation and how the conversation went. This is Deuce 7 offsuit, folks. This is all he does.
Meanwhile,
But that's not
all
even
the
true.
stars obeying geometry.
Go ahead, Adam. Say that again.
I said, meanwhile, all the stars obeying geometry.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yeah. Here we go.
And then I get muted. Some moderator enlighten me how he can say my name and talk
Say my name, bitch.
about me. Then I go to respond
There
and
we
don't
go.
get to because
It
he's
just
running the
never
show.
ends.
Someone enlighten me.
Shut up.
Because you
Enlighten me,
responded through
please.
him. Let him finish.
All right, this is,
Oh,
go ahead.
no one's
Let's
gonna
all-
respond.
Yes,
Oh.
let's all keep it, please, guys. Let's not turn this into a mess, and we all go one at a time. None of the insults and name calling and personal attacks, please. Just this is your chance. Respond to his point.
Pause.
Oh yeah, let's read.
Yep. Adam's on the procedure.
There's times that I could kiss you, Neil. Oh, done. Shut him up. Beautiful.
that it?
Yeah, because Neil gets a lot of criticism, but there are times that was beautiful, wasn't it? That's all that was. Oh, that was every man's response to that. Awful again.
Here we go.
What I do? I did something good?
Shut up, Neil. Here we go.
Good, Neil.
very
Come shot, Neil. Good boy.
Here we go.
Said I wouldn't say that. It could be a different type of relationship based on vision. That's a fact. I then asked him a simple.
It could be a different type of relationship based on vision. What? What are you talking about?
That would be he's talking about a non-geometric relationship based on vision. What? So not geometric.
No, more importantly than that. So previously, when we defined these things, were they non-vision based? Were we not using vision before? What are you on about, mate?
Yep. Here we go.
Question he couldn't answer, which is, does the amount the angle changes vary with distance?
Does the amount the angle changes? The angle doesn't change. That's the whole point.
With the stars with it. This is Nathan's point. You clearly know nothing, son.
Yep.
The answer is
Right,
yes.
But the whole
answer
thing is.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, John. I'm getting full.
Sorry, I'm just.
Oh boy. Go ahead, John.
I have horrible timing. I was just going to say, still I was just going to say, still the positive claim has not been. Any evidence has not been given for it. He's just saying what doesn't happen again. I don't know what to say to him.
Yep.
If something's further away, the rate at which the angle changes is different than if something's closer to you. This is like fifth.
What are we talking about rate for? We're not talking about the rate of angle change. This is a red herring fallacy.
We're certainly not talking about stars anymore either.
Oh, hold on. Let's go. Adam. Then I heard Brian. Then I heard Eli. Adam first.
I'm making this statement, and the second we make it, we're talking terrestrially. We're no longer talking about observation of the stars. Nathan's whole point. This is a complete, I don't know, misdirection.
Red herring.
Attempt to fool the audience. Red herring, thank you.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Misdirection, the same thing. Brian?
I was just saying it has nothing to do with anything what he's saying there, or nothing to do with what he was saying, or what he was going against what Nathan said, what John said. Absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yep, red herring fallacy, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Eli, are you going to say red herring fallacy?
Yep.
Thank you.
That's threes across the board, ladies and gentlemen. Yep.
That's fours. I started it.
Great stuff.
Okay. No
if
worries.
something's closer to me,
I heard the first time.
Increase my elevation, my angle to it changes faster, right?
Listen to him talk. He's talking like some type of. He's changed his voice.
He's talking like Yakubianite.
Huh.
No, he's talking outside with children.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Isn't that bad? Yeah, you realize it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Tony's now attempting psychologically is incredulity. What Nathan said is just so ridiculous. Oh, that's why someone's squeezing his balls.
Here we go.
Right?
That's twice. I heard the first time, the second time. Okay, can you give me an exact measured distance to a star to back that, please? Go.
No, I'm talking about a basic principle of how vision works. If something's closer to me, does the angle
You go,
that I measure
incredulity.
to it
I'm
change
talking about a
it?
basic thing about how vision works. Yeah. Appeal
That's
to
the old Martin Bailey
fallacy. Misdirection from the point you don't know how your eyes work, Nathan. What do you want? What can we address the point? Yeah, please.
That's kind of like the Martin Bailey or the equivocation. Like now he's going to, explain how vision works. even though it doesn't actually support his claim that the stars obey geometry.
Well, that was the point, right? What's the claim that he's attempting feebly, by the way, to rebut that he hasn't rebutted yet? What was that claim again?
Stars do not obey our geometry.
Thanks.
At a different rate based on its distance.
Oh, he's talking about rates again. Good job. Shits it. So a little word of advice. You might want to get the Adderall central lined. Okay? Just a tip.
I don't know. Let's have it with the stars distance and we'll find out what's it.
No, we can do it with the lighthouse you brought up.
Why are we bringing the lighthouse?
You see? See? Desperate attempt. The only place you can make this point is in terrestrial observation. He's trying to make.
Yep.
Trying to ascribe, as I said an hour and a half ago, he's trying to ascribe geometry to the stars when there's the fundamentals. Trying to put them somewhere, and in doing so, yeah. And the only way he can make his point, because they don't obey the geometry, Nathan's initial point, is to now take it to a terrestrial object that will obey the geometry.
Yep, equivocation, classic.
Here we go.
If the lighthouse is closer to me and then I go up higher, is my angle to the lighthouse that I measure going to change faster or slower than when the lighthouse is further?
What the hell? That was Nathan's example to try to help you understand terrestrial elevation angles. That's not the point. The point is the celestial.
He's trying to hijack the winning point. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, what the hell is he doing? But you just answered it. Yeah, it's really stupid. He argues like a clumsy child. In every instance.
He doesn't argue, does he?
Well,
he filibusters.
Yeah.
And then gives a one-liner at the end.
Yep. That's what he's doing. You got it, Adam. You're all over it.
Further away, Oakley.
All right, we're talking about the stars.
You know you lost.
Now you know you lost. OMG. How did you even put up with him, Nathan? That's my question. It's rhetorical.
You're smart enough to know that you lost. Okay. The point
Oh,
is
we don't have a measured distance to the stars, Witsit. We don't have a measure. It's just ignoring me.
I have no idea how far the stars are.
Projection.
So how can you make that a
projection?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is just. What is that? That is your brain malfunctioning. You're in debate. You don't say things like that unless that is projection. Yeah. Desperate attempt. Yeah. What are you representing? You're representing your position, son. Say the audience has discernment. He doesn't, does he? Poor kid, yeah. Because he's only a young pup and he's got a lot to learn. Sorry.
I would say that anyone who declares victory or the loss of whoever they're talking to in the middle of a discussion, you're not really talking to somebody that's genuinely trying to have a conversation anyways.
Yep. Here we go.
Assertion about how they behave when they do not change with altitude.
Okay, listen carefully. I said you can't make the claim that you know they wouldn't ever change at
Yes,
high
I can,
altitudes.
and I do. It's a fact. Wow.
It's not.
Wow. So based on your ignorance, no, I'm not going to let you babble on about unicorns any further. You don't know how the stars behave. Stop talking about them.
He just got wrecked. Anyone in this room that acts like he didn't just get wrecked is lying.
Is he delusional?
Oh, that was great. That was great. Because that's exactly what he's doing.
So the point is that
He's
the
making
stars don't know.
the distance of unicorns.
So
Sorry.
Hold on. I need to make a rule, okay? Because John's coming through Nathan's. If anybody in Discord hears John speak, just pause because he's too polite. He won't keep talking the second any of us speak. So, second you hear it, let him speak. And John, can you start speaking? Just carry on. Otherwise, it will create chaos.
Yeah, do what I
Okay,
do.
sorry.
Shut up, Neil.
But what he's done, what Nathan's accurately done, is he's put him in the position where he's trying to argue for the existence of geometry to the stars, but he's placed that in juxtaposition with unicorns. Okay, you say unicorns exist. You would need to prove that. It's not on Nathan to disprove it. It's not how this works.
Elijah.
Yeah, the initial point that Whitsitt objected to was someone on the panel saying that the stars don't obey geometry because the higher in elevation you go, the angle doesn't change. Everything that he just said has absolutely nothing to do with rebutting that. I don't know why he's dancing around like he won something. Looks like an a-hole to me.
Yep. Adam, you want to finish it
Before
up?
we move on. Yeah, well, before we move on, I hear Bugger's got something to say.
Super glue, supernova, supercharger, super troopers.
Good on you, Adam, for paying attention to that. Tony Whitcomb sent, the stars don't obey geometry anyway, because when we go up really high, they all disappear anyway, and we see only the sun and the moon. Am I right?
That used to be a claim back in the day. Thanks, Tony, by the way. That used to be a claim back in the day, but it sort of fizzled out. Not that it's not true. I don't know. Because no one's really ever confirmed or disconfirmed. Has Adam, Nathan, have you heard any more on this?
That would be my answer. I do not know. I've seen footage where there are no stars. I've seen footage where there are from high altitude balloons. I don't know what I also do know that some of the high altitude jets do. We did some of this stuff with Brian and 10th, looking at how they use celestial navigation, a gyro to keep level at those crazy speeds at those altitudes, but still reference stars by the same hour and at the same elevation angle. Right. They're doing it at very high altitude. So there may be a point of disappearance. It's a point of conjecture is what I would say, that I've got no evidence one way or the other. The only bits I've seen create confusion.
Yes. All right. Yep. All right. Can we continue? Here we go.
So hard, coping so hard. So the stars are super far away. We don't know what.
Oh, so now the stars are super far away. I last time I looked, that wasn't a number. Super duper.
But that is a claim. I don't. It does. Right. There's not a number on it, but there's an implication. Right. They're not close and local or big and far away. Yeah, that's kind of how we've perceived things. That's our juxtaposition to the heliocentric model. Because what we see and what they tell us it is are very different things. But we're now being told that they're small and far away from what can be told.
Super duper far away.
Which would mean they're super big. I don't know. Can I impose that on Whitsitt? I don't know. But it sounds heliocentric.
It also
Not to
isn't.
say it's wrong.
It also isn't answering the claim.
No, it's not. It's not to say it's wrong, but it's also not to answer the claim. And fundamentally, it's making another claim.
Yep,
is what I would say.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
Rate that the angle to them.
Give me
would
a
change,
distance.
So we wouldn't.
Give me a distance.
We wouldn't know. Far away.
What?
Okay, now they're not super far away. They're just far away now. Good job, Shitsit.
Sat in meters.
I don't claim a distance.
So far away. So you don't claim a distance. You've just said they're far away. You double-speaking clown.
Yep. Yes, sir. What did I tell you he was back in the day? I think those were the three words that I used.
If he doesn't claim it,
That's the first time. Hold on. That's the first time Nathan called him anything.
Well, you've been monitoring.
if you don't claim a distance, you're not claiming geometry.
Go ahead, John.
If you don't claim a distance, you're not claiming geometry then. Why are you taking our side if you're arguing?
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Super supernova, super duper, supercell, superpowers.
Far away.
Super far away. Oh man.
Super far away.
Roger Led Wilson, we really need is or I guess what we really need is a dog star.
Yeah, we've already got a star called the Dog Star. It's Sirius. That's called the Dog Star.
I think he might have had another play on that. I was trying to get it.
I'm just stating facts of what stars have been named arbitrarily.
Yes. Yep. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it, sir. Here we go.
They literally would obey our understanding of geometry if they're super far away. We wouldn't.
What? Now they're super far away again, not far away. We're back to super far away. Should I add that to the super chats? I am. Super far away. So what does that have anything to do? Why are we not back on the actual claim?
Super chat.
Super chat, super mall, and supermarket, super mall, and super far away.
Roger Ledwell, I guess it was seriously, is all he sent.
Seriously. Good one, Roger.
Seriously, did he say?
Yes.
Love it.
That's brilliant. He had me searching for the link there. I was trying to figure out how I've gone into chat GPT, Jimmy. Thinking, what does that mean?
Is it the cheap version? Okay, we're
Gemini.
Yeah, we're still not
the corrupted woke version.
We're still not getting.
What defines the cheap version of ChatGPT? Is it that it won't marry you or something?
I don't know. It was something that Planet Peckerwood said.
Or talk to other men.
So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, what does this have to do with the actual claim? He's just posting hypotheticals. There's nothing there. The stars are super far away. They're far away. Who cares? He's an
He
idiot.
said they would change. It's an appeal to the future fallacy.
He said they would change in the future.
He is taking the positive.
Go ahead, John.
And he's taking the positive position that they obey geometry, but then he's denying geometry by not giving a distance. It's mind-numbing.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. Mind-numbing. Good take on that. Here we go.
No, not here we go. No. I've heard this bit before, and I've pondered on this about what this claim is. Yeah, that's why I've said he's making a claim. Listen to the claim, and later on he'll mitigate for it. A future appeal to the future fallacy and stuff. But fundamentally, this is defiance of natural. Well, feedback.
Where are you getting it? Svart. Okay, he's on mute. Be careful with that, Svart.
And this is, I'm not making it as a claim. I'm to pose it as a question because I don't know, but it's something that's kind of defying natural law. The stars do what they do always. We can't explain why, but they do always, irrespective of altitude. We get that always. So to deny that is surely, that's a natural law to me. Very useful natural law, like most of the natural laws are. All of them, in fact. Yeah? Is it a natural law? The behavior of the stars, that they will render an elevation angle. If you attain that level, you will get the same angle irrespective. And this seems to be what he's defined, because there's nowhere, I've alluded to things, if they disappear, that's fine. But I alluded to very high altitude jets that use this principle still in their tracking. So why would we defy something? It's like saying, well, one day I could have the balloon without the rubber. I mean, well, I don't know when, but at some point in the future, we could invent something so we don't have to have that. That seems to be the fundamentals of the claim.
Well, there's two problems. Number one is the first thing that he had a problem with was John saying that the stars do not obey our terrestrial geometry. That's a true statement. They don't, right? He said that Nathan said that no matter how high you go, they will not change. Well, even if Nathan doesn't disagree with that, Nathan didn't say that at all, right? He didn't say. If you go back and listen to what Whitsitt said there a few minutes ago, Nathan didn't actually make that claim. So Whitsitt is making up a claim to try and get Nathan to agree with. You know what I mean? Because he knows he's in bother, he's in hot water. But secondly, just more on the point on the most recent audio from the video, how does Whitsitt know how? He says they're super far away or they're far away. You would have to know what they are to know how far they are. I don't know how far away the rainbow is. I have no idea. I can't find how far away the rainbow is. So, you know what I mean? The stars, I'm not saying they're rainbows, but they're as elusive as in you can't get to where they are. Wherever you think they are, no matter what you do, they seem to be always out of reach. So it's like having a ceiling that as you raise up, the ceiling raises up. You never get to touch the ceiling. So you don't even know if you know what I mean. You don't even know if it's that tangible.
This is just an idiot. It's an idiot Sally appeal away from. He's directionless. He's just going off on these incoherent tangents that are not dealing with the topic. What is he into the distance now? If the stars were really far, super duper far away, then what? It's not dealing with the point.
He said they would obey our geometry.
Well, he's going to have to show that.
Get that high.
Well, then he's going to have to show that. Is what I'm saying.
All this
is that natural law?
I was making a joke. You messed it up.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Eli. You're so
can't
quiet.
hear you,
Eli.
Am I still?
No, you're good now.
No, it was just a joke. I was going to say it's the fallacy of irrelevance, but I don't know if that's actually a fallacy.
Yeah, it's called a red herring fallacy.
Huey, can I ask a question? Sorry. Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Thank you. So the fact that the first elevation angle decline would be 1 degree, and that wouldn't match Terra angular change to horizon, right? Then I think that would call the dip angle measurement moot, because we'd be dealing with just getting level to the horizon, which isn't an actual, and also the star location isn't an actual. We're dealing with, oh geez, I just had it in my mouth and it was there. Okay, so if all we're trying to do is create a horizontal, the horizon, the apparent horizon would achieve that, and to give an actual value placement to that, right? A measurement of height, right? Above the observer, which is incoherent because we're never observing the actual horizon, right? It's apparent. So why would that be included?
No, we are. No. We are observing the actual horizon, even though it's apparent.
Oh.
The apparent horizon, that's redundant. It's apparent for a number of reasons, but there is an actual horizon.
Okay, but let me get back to the angle and the distance. What I'm trying to say is that if we were to add a value placement to that distance, and all we're trying to achieve is a horizontal, right? But that number value placement wouldn't correspond to what we would conceive of value placements.
You're losing me, Lumpy. Listen, it's
okay.
It's garbled.
Why would we bring up a height into something that height doesn't matter?
He's not bringing a height into it. He's talking about distance.
I am. Why would we bring a height measurement over horizon when height doesn't matter? Why would we do that?
What do you mean height doesn't matter?
Okay. Well, why would we have a height value to make an adjustment to the co-altitude angle if heights don't matter? Like we could be 50. We could be 50,000 feet.
No, you can't carry on there. That's not the point. Yeah, of the dip correction. The dip correction is to attain a horizontal parallel to the surface you're going to navigate on. doesn't do that, but it's got nothing to do. You're attaining a level. That's the purpose of using the horizon on a navigational sextant.
I understand. All right, thanks. Sorry.
All right, you're good.
Okay.
Yep. All right, continue. Yes.
So you don't know how far, you don't claim a distance, but now they're super far away, therefore obeying our geometry.
How can you make a claim of exclusivity of geometry if you don't have a distance? How can
Because
you say
they
they don't obey geometry if you don't have a distance?
Sorry, do you need to
You're
repeat?
getting destroyed.
Do you need to keep asking the same question? And then hopefully if you keep saying it again and again and keep talking, I won't get to answer. Please can the moderator shut him up while I answer him?
Repeat my question.
You asked about measuring them based on distance and the distance being far. I pointed out, you totally ignored it, that you don't know the distance. Furthermore, they do not alter in angle as you raise in height.
Back on point. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, now we're back on point again. Jesus, this is taking so long. It's painful. It really is. You're a clown, Shits it. You know that. You're just a clown. You're an ass clown.
Why are you asking a question?
He's an ass clown is what he is. Period.
Why are you asking a question? Yes, absolutely. But why are you asking a question if you have a positive claim? That doesn't make sense.
Nope.
At all.
Okay. How can you make a claim of exclusivity of whether or not it obeys laws of geometry?
Because people do it, Witsit. It's part of celestial navigation. It's a it's a firm, what am I thinking of? It's a damn pillar of celestial navigation. My God, man.
If you don't know the actual distance to them, enter the
Oh my God.
Because they don't obey the rules.
You know what this is like? This is like trying to explain trig to a 3-month-old. This is what it reminds me of. It's pathetic.
They don't change in angle as you raise in elevation. The guy's thick. Yep. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, Nathan and I are at the same point. I'm there. I should have been there a long time ago, but I'm for sure there now. Thanks for over-talking me. It had to be Neil. Yes?
Yes, it was them. Just saying, we're all at that point. Jeez, this is the 5th time we've heard this.
There we go.
I've said it 4 times.
Wait, how would you know what rate they need to raise?
Because I've looked at them with it, unlike you.
How would you know the rate that they need to?
How do you know the rate? What?
They don't change. There's no rate. They're not changing. What part of this aren't you? Why does anybody give any credence to what Witsit says about the sky?
Why did they give any credence to what Witsit says about anything? Is the question. I wouldn't trust him if he told me the air pressure in his tricycle tires. I'd question him. Guy's a moron.
After this discussion, any credibility, I have no...
Oh, and he says that Nathan's getting destroyed. So we can add delusional.
Destroyed!
We can add delusional onto your shape-shifting Mr. Magoo, ether clown, double-speaking lion sore rat. Yeah. Thanks.
No idea. He literally doesn't know how they behave to his own vision. That tells me he's never even looked at them.
Okay, you made the claim that they don't obey the laws of geometry.
No, they don't. They don't. Because I've looked at them.
In order to make that claim, you would
It's
need
not
to
a
know
claim,
the
it's a
distance of
fact.
them.
It's not a claim, it's a fact.
It can only be considered a fact based on how high you've gone.
Oh, my God. This is a special pleading fallacy coming up.
Which is definitely
This is why I raised the question, Huey. Yeah? This nuance, right, is if natural law is thing we observe always, right, and at every altitude we've observed these things, they behave the same in defiance of geometry and perspective.
Correct.
Yeah. Then is that a natural law? Because this appears to be, whether we can categorize it as that, it certainly sits very close.
Yes.
Because for all of everything that we have as knowledge, they do this.
Yes.
And this is my question. Is it a natural law?
It's
or is it just being so retarded with the most obvious thing put in his face and the most pathetic appeal to nonsense fallacy?
It's certainly a generalized principle, and if he's going outside a generalized principle, it's a textbook special pleading fallacy. But you haven't gone up high enough. No, that's special pleading.
Special pleading.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's like how do you know that you need gas pressure without a container if you haven't you don't know where it is?
Yeah, but Eli, if you go up high enough, there might be a point in the future where, because you're so high, you don't need
that you might need a Snoop Dogg.
Just saying.
It's just let's just summarize it
here. Well,
Adam, let's
to make
just...
this happen,
Jesus,
what do you need to be? High. In terms of Whitsit's theology.
This is a special pleading logical fallacy. Can we move on?
Oh, what the recognition that for the special pleading fallacy to happen, you have to be high. Very high.
Here we go.
It's an entire principle of navigation, you stupid man.
Guys, please, man, come on.
It's a principle of
simple,
navigation. I'm going to respond to him, hopefully without him chanting the same sodding thing through me. No, Whitsit, it's not a claim. It's a principle of navigation. The fact that you have parallels to the GP, because they are the same angle at all elevations, is a principle used to navigate. You're telling me like it's a claim. No, Whitsit, you just don't know how the stars behave, son. And it's very telling and kind of pathetic.
No, I know that at...
But not if you get high enough, dude. Carry on.
the surface with minor elevation changes, we treat them as if it's the same and there's no noticeable difference. That's expected.
Is that how
when
things...
the stars are...
Sorry, and that's how things behave normally? Is that how things normally behave? Is that how a lighthouse would
Cut my
behave?
conclusion off, you'll be right somehow. So
Yeah,
that's
sorry, when you're
expected
done,
if
just
the
let me
stars
know.
are
Everyone else,
I
can you
will.
mute
Don't
your
worry,
mics
I
because I
will.
can hear scratchy, horrible background noises. If you're not talking, please
That
mute.
is
Somebody was
expected.
hot mic and I got him.
Yeah, thank
If
you,
the
Whitsit.
stars are super far away, it is expected.
I heard that
we
4
wouldn't-
times.
Now the stars are super far away again. Not far away, but super far away. Back into this never-ending, incoherent circle jerk. I'll tell you, I'm done. I've been irritated for a while now. And it's 4:38. We're gonna end it right here for now because I'm starting to feel my blood pressure rise. Copy video, current time. We'll hit this. We'll hit this next week.
Well, I'll be still broadcasting to my members, so if anyone else wants to hang around, I'll still be here.
1 second.
There's plenty of comment.
I need to make sure I annotate this somewhere. Go ahead, continue, Adam. Sorry about that.
I'll just looking for the time point. I can't see it on.
No, I saved it at
50, yeah?
I've got 45:53 is where we stopped.
Yeah. Cool.
What? Are you guys going to continue without me?
Well, no, we're not going to.
Are you going to round out?
In a couple minutes, but I don't want you guys to continue because I'm going to do this. We're going to continue on with this next week.
I don't think we're going to continue with the video. I think Nathan was saying we'll probably continue commenting. And he'll continue on his members only stream.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we can still stay
Before we
here.
do that, Before you do any of that, Mr. Bugger's got something to say.
Supercharger, Super Mario, Supernatural.
Super chat. Sorry, he was away. He was really far.
That's
Sorry.
really cute, by the way.
I know. He's my baby. Anyways, Roger Ledwell sent Mr. Sensible Mage LOL.
Yep, and Mage. Yeah, don't even get me going on that. Yeah. My word. Hold on. And let me make sure I annotate this. I do not get it. I think we're good. All right. Are we leaving? Boy.
Where's Betty?
Is she still in here? She left. Oh, hold up. I got a message. She was tired. Yep.
So far from what I've got from this is to accept that the stars might have geometry. We must believe they're super far away, but
yeah, there's no point here.
Oh, that's another point. What is super far away? Why would I use the term super far away and not just far away? Just away. Far away. Really far away. Super far away.
Super chat.
What are we describing?
I don't know where he's going with this, Adam. I think what I think he's trying to do, besides the special pleading fallacy and not answering the well done, John's point was well done. It's the argument's over. This is all barely palpable background noise. It's incoherent. The only thing I can think of that he's trying to do is if the stars are super duper 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 far away, then when you raise up an altitude that you won't notice that much of an angle difference, sort of in the parallax, sort of like in the parallax vein. He doesn't know what parallax is. No?
No, no, because they deny parallax. Again, the stars do not present parallax. This is part of why they don't.
I know they don't, Adam.
Geometry and perspective.
I know they don't, Adam. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he is going down in that vein. He's thinking some type of parallax. Follow?
Yes, and the only but has been well developed by the ballers. And the way to rebut this, untested obviously, is to make them super, 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 super big and super far away. Now, if you do that, you can pretend, because you can't replicate it, even though they should still obey the laws of parallax, but they don't. Yeah, that these things behave like that and therefore obey to the rules of geometry and perspective. Well, they don't.
Yeah, but they don't.
Whatever altitude people have been, even when they're in super high jets and they strap, a gyro to the top of the jet and have a laser projected imaging system to gather the stars, getting the same elevation angle that they give to give them the GP position of where they are. The military demonstrated this. Brian, like I said, Brian gave this to 10th, and it's something that's really interesting. It's all there. So why would you challenge something that is completely against every observation and technology, which kind of works against your other issues that this rotation system that's linked to the stars changes at altitude, the gyro, keep you level, different altitude. Not sure where
he made two positive claims. He made two positive claims. One, that the sky is curving and the stars are super far away. Who else makes those positive claims?
More.
Good point.
That's where I was going.
He had a good point, right? That's a good point, John. That's what I told you with our first iteration, that it's smacking of Baltard to me. Am I wrong? I don't know.
That's spot on. He made 2 claims. He made 2 absolute claims. The stars are super far away and the sky is curving. It's 2 positive positions. That's what the heliocentric universe is. Is that what you're trying to say with it? We live in a heliocentric universe?
It's possible. Yep.
Why would you make that claim, though, John? Do you know what I mean? Why do you need a place to make this affirmative statement? Why? I'll tell you why. Because you've just had your ass handed to you. And this is why I say he's smart, the only position you can go to is the baller position. Yeah? Which is to put them so big, so far away. It's the only resolution you can come to logically and mathematically. Yeah? Well, he doesn't need to do that, does he?
No, it doesn't help.
It's not even, let me finish. It's not even relevant to proving ether. The only reason he's done it is to spite Nathan, because he's had his ass handed to him.
It's not going to help him anyway, Adam. If he puts the stars 1 trillion miles, it's not going to help him. How's that going to help him? Anyone? How's that going to help you with the...
I'll tell you how. Because this is the way the ballers resolve it. So the way the ballers resolve it is when we get an elevation angle, we've got a right angle triangle from the observer to the star down to the GP. That's not how it works for them because their surface is curved. So what happens is between the GP and the observer in baller world, you go straight to the star. But both lines, the GP line to the star and the observer line to the star, are actually parallel lines. Yeah, and the reason they seem to merge and form a triangle is through perspective. It's one of the times that ballers do invoke perspective.
What?
Yeah, work that out in your head because that's ultimately what Witzit's now claiming. When you start to mess with geometry and perspective, there are consequences.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's the consequence of the ballers claim.
Hold on. What are you saying? The hypotenuse and the adjacent are parallel?
Yeah, all right. If you're gonna put this on these projections orthographically onto a ball to show who's looking at where, then what happens is when you put it onto the ball, you don't get a point of adjoinment of the GP line and the observer line. What you get is 2 parallel lines that are still the same distance. Call it 3,000 nautical miles, right? Well, those 2 lines then meet the star that's 800,000 million, 4 billion, because it's really far away, this star, 4 billion nautical miles wide. They hit the star the same distance apart as what they left. Because of perspective, that means that that's how they work the maths out. Follow the lines. See, when we had Matthew Learns on,
are you gonna stop? Are you gonna stop at some point? Are you drinking? Are you drinking ayahuasca?
Not yet, but what time is it? Oh no, an hour and a half yet. Right. When we had Matthew Learns on, that's exactly what he presented. So I went and investigated what they're claiming and how, if you extrapolate it out, what's happened. And this is the point of the globe mathematics. The lines never meet, they're parallel, and the reason you get the angular matchup is because the ground's bent, not because the lines meet. But you've got to investigate to the end of their claim to get to that point.
No, I don't.
No, because I've done it for you.
Good, because that's one of the stupidest things I think I've ever heard.
Didn't they? It was my claim. I'm just saying that's ultimately, if you look at what they're claiming with their lines and the mathematics, the lines never meet. They're parallel. Rufio confirmed this. I checked it with him. Yeah.
Oh, he's a goober.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not.
He's a goober that admits to that.
They end up with 2 hypothenuses one form their tangent and one form their equatorial plane, and both of these hypotenuses go to the same place.
Oh, brother. Okay, we're off the reservation officially. Stupid was I was lowballing there. I don't think language is capable of encapsulating the ignorance in those concepts. Sorry.
Say QE. I could maybe expand on it.
No, I don't want you. Nope, I don't want you to, because we're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna close up shop for today. Nathan, you around?
Yeah.
Can you take us home, sir?
Yeah, I can say to QE's audience, if you're watching this and you want to carry on the discussion, you can come over and watch, if you remember, on Nathan Oakley 1980 channel. But for the majority of the show, massive, huge, enormous thank you to the Ballbusters/QE live panel for making the show possible. Huge thank you to everyone who smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed. If you could join him as a member so you can watch the continuation of this show, then great. I've been Nathan Oakley. Massive thanks to QE for hosting the show, and we'll see you all in the next QE live.